What's going on, guys? You know, Manscaped is one of the sponsors of the Real Bodybuilding Podcast, and they have everything. I've been using their Lawnmower 4.0 package for a long time now, and it's done nothing but good things for me. I also have the travel bag that comes with it, the nose trimmer, and all that other stuff. But they have some new stuff that they've sent me. I don't know if it's new, but it's new that it's been sent to me that I want to try out, and I just want to show you guys. So they got this lip balm that obviously good in the wintertime for chapped lips. They got some deodorant, smells really good. Body spray also smells really good, and a couple things I've been using for a little while now. So they got the shampoo and conditioner. Obviously I don't have hair, but I use it for my beard. I don't know, I just like my beard to be a little bit softer after a shower. I don't like using soap on it because it just gets rougher, right? And then the body wash smells awesome. I went through this in no time. This is probably my third container of it. So listen, it's a one-stop shop for men's hygiene. If you're a dude and you like to smell good, you make sure your junk smells good, all that. Manscaped.com/RBP, get 20% off plus free shipping. Make sure you get the crop preserver and the ball deodorant. Also, you always want to make sure shit's fresh for your girl, man. So get there, make sure your hygiene is straight. Use code RBP or manscaped.com/RBP. Get the 20% off plus free shipping. Thank you, guys. What's going on? How are you guys?
Good.
So I have a 50-year-old and I have a rookie today to talk about.
Not 50 yet, Fouad.
Paul, what kind of lessons can you instill into Justin for his upcoming journey without choking? So does
I'm choking on some coffee. Sorry, say that again. Upcoming journey to what?
Wait, what kind of coffee is that? Is that like what's standard? I want to know what kind of coffee you drink for a podcast. It's different.
This is I went and got my haircut just a little while ago. So on the way home, I stopped and got at Tim Hortons, but I put it in my cup. Thank you, Justin.
Wait a minute. I want to know if the part about your haircut, did that matter for the story, or did you just want to let everybody know that your haircut? I asked you what was in your coffee, and you're like, well, I went and got my haircut. So I'm just wondering if, did you want the audience to know that you got your haircut, or was it just part of your story?
Well, it's part of the story, but I do want to mention I just got a fresh haircut and a beard trim. But on the way home, I stopped and got a coffee, but I poured it into my mug.
Brett, how are you, man? Have you heard about Paul's coffee habit?
I just want to know how much do they charge you for a haircut without that much hair you got on your head.
Well, he throws in the beard trim too, eh, Brett?
Oh, yeah. That's how they justify the $40.
Yeah, it was $40.
It was 40. It was $40.
Well, I paid for Mo's my guy. It's exclusive.
Listen, give me 30. I can make it look better than that.
No. You wouldn't be able to fade it the way.
I used to cut my hair like that by myself.
Turn to the side.
You have to fade though.
See the fade.
I had to fade. There's nothing to fade.
There's a fade right there. Look.
There's nothing to fade. It's like
right there. See, it gets a little bit longer.
Bald to less bald.
Yeah. There's an art to it,
All right. So now that we've covered your hair, I want to know what kind of Brett, did you know that Paul changes coffee order every time he drinks coffee?
That's impressive.
It's a bizarre thing, right?
It's post-workout.
Yeah, but I had a post-workout meal already, so this one I had sweetener in it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. Wait a minute. So you had a post-workout meal with carbs.
Yeah.
So then you're like, I got to have a coffee for the podcast, so that this doesn't have any sugar in it.
Yeah, I don't need the blood sugar rush right now, as I'm not trying to absorb any nutrients. Well, I am, but I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to refill my glycogen stores now. They're already full. Have you guys,
Justin and Brett, have you ever heard of anybody using coffee as like a post-workout meal?
I like it though. I might use it.
See, my theory being when I have the sugar post-workout, it spikes my insulin, thus increasing my nutrient uptake.
Right. Getting that much huger.
Exactly.
Isn't that what the meal you're going to eat is for though?
That's if I don't have time for a meal yet, or if I'm, because it's
so instead of eating a meal, you drink a coffee with sugar and you're good.
If I have to.
Okay.
Checks out.
So this one has sweetener and milk or cream or no?
This one's got cream. I'm a little fat right now, Fouad. I want to stabilize.
It's later on in the night, so you want to have more fat, less carbs.
I want to stabilize my blood sugar now.
He did his cardio today, so he's allotting himself more calories.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do cardio today. Actually, I did it last night. Or no, 2 nights ago. 2 nights
Why
ago.
are you having the cream then?
Oh well.
You should be having low fat milk to go by your like standard of how you drink your coffee.
Well, if I want to maintain my stable blood sugar, I want a little fat right now.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So it's a ketogenic.
This is how scientific it gets at the highest level.
Right. Yeah.
Arnold.
Right.
Fucking take notes, man.
It's a bulletproof coffee you're drinking. That's why.
Yeah. Right. I switched to keto later in the day when I don't eat carbs.
This is the shit Matt doesn't tell us.
That's right. Yeah. These are the secrets that you can't find out reading the magazine.
Yeah.
Brett, have you ever heard of this?
No.
So
do you put like the sticks of butter in your coffee too, and like try to justify it? Like
I've never tried that.
I did that.
I'm keto,
Yeah.
so I can throw
I'm
half
with
a
you, man.
stick of butter in my coffee and feel good about myself.
No,
I've
listen,
never tried that.
Listen, I'll tell you the truth. So I tried keto for like 2 weeks or like a month or something. It sucked. Anyway, but what I was doing for breakfast was I would do a coffee. I would put a scoop of protein powder, and I would put, I don't know if it was a tablespoon or something of like, what's it called? Ghee. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then that was my bulletproof coffee. And it tastes awesome. It was like drinking a fucking cappuccino, like a mocha, like a fucking mocha coffee, like the chocolate protein in the coffee.
Yeah.
And then it was all creamy because you put the butter in there. But that was my full breakfast. The fat, the protein, and the coffee. That was it. That was my breakfast.
I remember Eric Funkhauser writing an article once where he said that he would, for his protein shake in the morning, instead of having a coffee, he would just throw a couple tablespoons of instant coffee in there with it.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Anyway, so now that we're past Paul's coffee.
Yeah.
Brett, how are you, man? Are you zoned in? Are you still feeling okay? Are you still loose?
I'm good. I will say today was probably the hardest training session I've had all prep. It was a quad day, and it was one of those about third exercise in on the top set. After that, I went hypo like bad, like
Really?
just started sweating, and then after that it was just a battle, and how much I love to train. You see that, so it's like that's usually nothing for me. But today was a battle, so it's like that. I mean, that means that shows where my fat levels are at, and where we're at in the show. So, it took I was on the couch for about an hour and a half just waiting to come on the podcast. I was like, I'm not moving for a while, but but I can't be happier, man. Especially the last couple of days going down to Florida, that was such a confidence booster, especially getting in front of Matt in person. It's always different. And then, getting in front of, posing, those pictures that came out a little bit that, I was posing in front of, Ian, Chris Bumstead, Melissa, 3 camera guys, 3 other pro. So it's like, if you can do that there and wow them in the moment, then it's like, I'm doing this for real, so it's like, I just feel good, man. I feel really good.
So you had your quad day. When you're this low body fat and you might be going hypo and stuff, are you still training as heavy as you can, or are you trying to moderate what you're doing because you don't want to get injured, or what are you doing? How does that work when you're training? Are you still going full blast?
Right. So no, I still work pretty heavy, but definitely not what I was a few weeks back. So like today, I took a plate off each side on the hack squat. I've really, focused, especially these last couple of weeks, just slowing down the movements even more. Everything is a 3-second negative right now, just trying to, dig out. I'm huge on digging out that detail towards the end. Not by just high volume, low weight, but you're still going heavy, but just more control. Everything is for a purpose, maybe eliminate one back offset or something, but it's just, everything is just right in the muscle and tendon muscle. And like I said, today was a grind, but I still felt absolutely everything. And that's all that needs to happen,
So yeah. What are you doing over there? Are you getting food?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the fucking avocado? I like those. I just feel like there's too much onion in them.
No, this is just avocado. It's not a guacamole.
Oh, it's not the one from Costco with the.
It's from Costco, but they have 2 brands. There's a guacamole one and an avocado one. This is just avocado.
Oh, that's the one I got to get because I got the holy guacamole one, and it's too much onion in it. Shit, it's gross.
Yeah, no, it's the same company, but no, this is perfect. It's just avocado.
Nice. I got to get that.
55 grams or something like that. So I do. Thank you.
What are you eating?
Ground beef and rice and avocado.
Why don't you just have a coffee with cream in it and call it a day?
Or a stick of butter. It's not
You got time.
I gotta
When you're in a pinch, Justin.
when you're in a pinch.
These are convenient though.
No, those are super, dude. Those are super convenient because the fucking
every time I buy avocados, they go to shit.
I know.
Yeah, me too.
I know.
Me too. So that's just mashed up avocado?
Just mashed avocado, yeah.
Really?
Even in the fridge or in the pantry?
I keep them in the fridge.
In the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the fridge.
How long they last?
I usually get one and like a package of them. There's like 10 of them. It lasts me a week, and I don't know. They seem fine. Let's see if
I don't think they go bad that fast because I still have mine.
Use or freeze by March 17th. So that's like a month from now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start buying those instead. I waste like half my avocados every time.
Oh, fuck, every time. Yeah.
Well, I usually cut my avocados in half, and then I'm like, I got to bag the other half or something. I'm like, fuck, it's just easier to get that thing and be done.
Yeah.
I end up throwing away that brown half every time. I never use it.
Because it always gets shitty.
The brown's in like 3 hours. You like walk away, turn around, it's already brown.
Yeah.
So, Brett, I just got I want to ask you a few more questions about the Arnold. So, this is your first big show. Is it? And I know I always tell people that it's the best way to mitigate pressure is to be prepared. So, are you feeling comfortable, or are you feeling, is the pressure kind of coming on because it's such a big show and people have you placed high, or like, how do you feel about the show coming up in 3 weeks now or 2 weeks?
I think you just said it exactly the best way you could say it. You know, obviously, you see all the things, the pressure, the anticipation, the picks, whatever. But just by staying busy and staying, continuing to perfect your craft, that keeps my confidence up. So like, I don't sit around and dwell. I'm always, what can I do today to get better? So it's just like, it's constant, man. Like I said on the phone call earlier, like, it's just, I'm making sure I'm busy and like everything has a purpose. I'm not wasting any moments I can, because, I truly believe I will be up there in that top 1, 2, 3, So it's a matter of, it can be a matter of freaking milliseconds, or like a matter of ounces. So it's like, I'm going to do everything I can, especially right now in this grind time, to make sure that I leave everything out there. I'm huge on that. I do not want to look back and be like, and I never have, but like, I don't want to ever be like, I could have gone a little bit harder that last couple of weeks or whatever. That would just eat me alive, So I make sure I get all, cross all the X's off the board and make sure I get it done,
Talking about staying busy, man. I gotta applaud you for how much work you've been putting on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Like every time I turn on this video, not just your YouTube channel, like you're putting out content everywhere. I'm fucking impressed.
Well, I think he's got correct me if I'm wrong, Brett, but you have good influences, because you saw Iain get ready for like 4 shows last year, and he was pumping out shit the whole way through, doing the podcast, doing everything. So it kind of teaches you that you don't really have an excuse to not do it when you see somebody else do it first.
Yeah, I mean, look at the guys ahead of you and what they did, like with Nick, with Iain last year, with their breakout years and stuff, but they were making sure that not only are they getting it done in the weight room like we always do, but I think that the true guys that are, at the top are the true favorites, the fan favorites are the ones that do all the things on the outside as well, with the media sharing things, you know? And it's just a matter of not being lazy at some point, like I could go home, I could be at home sitting on the couch right now, which my legs want me to be right now, but it's like, I'd rather be here, exposing myself more, shooting the shit, showing who I am. Because if I want to be, if I want to be a face of the sport, you want people to, know you, understand your personality, understand who you are, and relate to you. So it's like, I got to take advantage of this. Like, I know that,
It's good that you understand that, because there's still people coming up that don't fully understand that the power of social media is just as strong as the power of the stage. In fact, the power of social media sometimes can be stronger than the power of the stage.
Right.
Because there are guys that are not as good competitively as others, but are doing better financially because they've allowed people to get to know them. Yep. So when you have a competitor that's at the top of the game on the stage, but also at the top of the game on, social media and being interactive, you kind of have all your covers bases, and that all your bases covered. And that's when you really start to make money and really start to have influence and really start to become popular in the sport, is when you're firing on all cylinders. So
yeah, it's came fast, but it's like I'm someone I'm not gonna like, dwell and look, but I'm living in the moment. So get as much out there as I can right now because it's gonna pay off. This is gonna set me up for the future for a long time. And so, I feel like I'm doing it right. And as you can see, it's responding that way. And I'm just gonna keep going,
So let me show real quick. Brett, I have you in the description of the podcast, but just so people can check it out if they want to, you can go follow Brett the Butcher Wilkin on his page here. Go I'm not subscribed. Now I'm subscribed. Sorry, Brett.
I'm not either. I'm gonna do it right now.
You better.
Are you subscribed to my channel?
I'm gonna do you next. Don't be a fucking. You got to give some shine to other people, Justin. Can't have the shine all the time.
I'll shut up.
No, just joking. No, seriously, go to Brett's channel. You can see like he's training with Iain here. He's got some food tips here. He's got everything. It's all here. Is you'd see a little bit of behind the scenes of how to get to where he is or what he does to keep going. And then Justin started his own channel as well a couple weeks ago. I'm also not subscribed to Justin's channel. But you are in the description of the podcast, so people can find you there.
I'm not offended.
But yeah, you have same thing. Justin's got some of his vlogs here of eating and different stuff. So he was cool enough to put his car in the banner. I wasn't cool enough to do that. I didn't do that. My camera guy did that, but I don't believe you. You totally were like,
I told myself I need my fucking car in the banner.
You're like, hey, I just bought a BMW. Can you put it in the banner, please?
Yeah, it was a fucking deal breaker.
Is that an X5?
Yeah,
X5M competition.
Oh, really?
Don't downgrade his vehicle.
That's a nice car.
So Brett, when you're into these last few weeks, and not saying that you don't do it regularly, but when you're trying to keep yourself busy and cross all the T's and dot all the I's, are you finding yourself doing extra things that you wouldn't do necessarily off season? Like, are you doing more massage? Are you doing more stretching? Are you doing more abs? Are you doing like more, obviously maybe tanning, or like, is there a lot more little things that fill in your day that you don't necessarily do in the off season?
Yeah. And I would say, I started that a little while back now, like 5-6 weeks ago with especially with the tanning and stuff, trying to get that base layer. Because like for guys that are super white, like myself and Iain, we even do that little Milana tan a little bit. So you have to do that with the tanning, kind of just bring that, that pigment down, because then it'll make your tan look better. So yeah, just small.
Does that shit give you wicked boners or what?
Yeah, that's why I
Milano tan?
Yeah, it
really?
does. Yeah, it definitely does.
And it gives you a tan too?
You got to do it right before you go to bed. Yeah, so I take it right before I go to
Hands
bed.
and boners.
Wait a minute. Sorry, Brett. 1 second. Paul's like,
You know that?
it gives you a boner and a tan? Oh my God.
The boner.
2 in 1.
I gotta get on my phone and find a.
Paul, you don't need a tan. You're fucking purple.
Well, I want to balance it up more, Fouad. I want to get
okay.
it more of a bronze color.
No, but if you take melanotan and you already have dark skin, it gets like, look, I have like blotch, like some of my pigments different color than the rest of my face. These parts will just get darker.
Yeah.
And then it looks worse. So like you're just
you're
gonna be more purple.
You never experienced.
I should try it, see what it looks like.
Yeah, but your wife will be happier though. That's
yeah.
I didn't know it caused boner. That's the craziest fucking thing ever. I never knew that.
Yeah, oh wait. So I do it right. That's why I start doing it right before bed, and then I'll go to sleep. But I wake up at like 1 a.m. having to piss with this raging boner. I'm like walking over, the toilet where you're like,
yeah.
Then I'll go back to bed and I'll start poking Yvonne in the back, like.
How long have you been married now? I forget. You told me already, but I forget.
4 years. 4 years.
You've been together for how long?
8.
8. Yeah. When you poke her in the back, does she respond, or is she like, at this point, is she like, fuck off, leave me alone?
No, she ain't fucking not.
He's like, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Matters how tired she is, but no, it's still very good. Probably because we don't have any kids running around bothering us and stuff, but
yeah,
definitely really good.
All right, so the tanning is increased. What about, like, obviously you've added in posing and stuff. Before we move on from the tan though, your color is easier than Iain's. Like, I noticed it at the Chicago. Like your color is actually very, very good. It's like a nice bronze. It's not like, and Justin, you have the same thing. Like Iain has a tough time with it. Like he ends up getting it right, but I know he struggles to get it like that.
Iain's translucent, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you had to do some trial and error. Remember like, what was that, Tampa a couple years ago when he lost the Hunter, like how bad his tan was and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of the final straw for him. Like he figured it out after that. And I think a millennial tan helped him a lot. We've talked about this before with him.
Oh, okay.
And, so definitely posing right now. So getting the routine down. So that's spending more time. I stretch. I have a stretch.
Wait, before you move on from posing, sorry. How long are you posing every day?
I pose every morning.
For how long? Like 10 minutes, 20 minutes?
About 15, 20 minutes. I with the gym owner here, his name is Dylan Armbrust.
Yeah.
So I'll do my cardio and then I'll link up with him. We go over, mandatory score turns. And then I'll start after that, after we're done, I'll practice my routine, abs. So yeah.
So let me ask you about routine. So are they doing the best poser award at the Arnold's for the men's open? And is there a check that goes with it or no? Or not? Are they scoring it? I know they score it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because I thought they were doing that last year, but then it came out and they didn't really grade it that way. They still went by physique. I remember that because like Nick Walker was still first in his posing routine. You know what I mean?
Oh, so they're still judging the physique in the posing round. They're not judging the art of the posing.
Yes, that's how it was last year, and because that's what kind of caught everybody off guard because you were like, I thought they judge the posing, but I'm just preparing either way. That's why I actually hired I have a posing coach that came out here last week.
Yeah,
he stayed with me for 3 days. We put the routine together. Now it's just down me to perfect it. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna make sure everything's on point, so there isn't anything that's gonna knock me down.
Tanning, posing, stretching. You were talking about how much you stretch.
So I stretch with a guy twice a week. So I have a guy because this started about 10 weeks out. I'm like, you need somebody to like force you into stretches.
Me and this guy.
Yeah, he's very good.
Who is this guy?
His name is Sean. He's good. So he'll put my my legs in position.
Put my legs behind my head.
I was just gonna say, put my legs behind my ears.
Down.
I'm not doing that by myself. So no, that helps a lot. And that's really been able to, get more flexibility, especially with with the back and opening the back on the back double.
Do you guys think that it's something bodybuilders are missing? Because I know I did very, very little stretching in my career. And, people always talk about yoga and how beneficial it is and how injuries usually come from tight muscles. And is it something you think bodybuilders would benefit from, or is it not really that important?
I think absolutely it's a benefit.
Yeah, I think it's important. I don't think static stretching like pre-workout is smart.
No. So I'll make perfectly clear. The one thing I do know is you never static stretch before a workout, always dynamic stretch. Static stretching away from your workout or post-workout. So I understand that. But what I'm saying is, like you guys both just said, it's important.
Yeah.
But you probably don't do that much stretching in the off season.
No. So that's what I'm going to say. It's obviously more important while you're coming down, while you're losing inflammation on your body fat, getting it into more comfortable positions. You can, I still try to stretch in the off season, but it's obviously not as effective.
It's way harder. Yeah.
But like I said, it's not like it's going to hurt anything. It's still going to be a benefit in some sort. It's just, you don't end up doing as much because you also got to think, with what we do, how selfish the sport is and how much time it has to go into it. Like your off season is kind of that time to cut down a little bit of time, to apply to your family, your woman, whatever your business, your job. So you have to cut things out. In that, usually what happens is, bodybuilders cut out stretching or abs, and it's just focused on the eating.
So I have a couple things I want to ask about that because I know and correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys know, but I'm pretty sure Dante always promoted extreme stretching as a way to volumize a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Jason Ha attributes a lot of his leg mass, especially his hamstrings, calves, and a bit of his quads also to some extreme stretching.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not only talking about the muscle size, which some people say it is part of it, but I'm also talking about longevity because a lot of bodybuilders start getting to their early 30s, mid 30s, late 40s, and start getting injured and things like that. So I feel like I agree with you, Brett, because I was the same way. Like in the off season, it's like, okay, time for my wife to have some time because I ignored her for 4 months getting ready for a show. But at the same time, how much would guys benefit if they did stretch at 280, 290, 300 and were more limber, you know, like how much more longevity or how much fullness would they benefit from it? You know what I mean?
I don't know about you, Brett, but does Ivana stretch quite a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, my wife will stretch for 45 minutes, like every session in the gym.
Because they make it look so fucking easy. It's not.
But she'll do it. She'll just sit there on the turf on a yoga mat, stretch for 45 minutes after her workout every time.
Do you do it with her?
I try. Yeah. I jump in sometimes, but fuck, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's a workout in itself.
It is.
I've done it for short periods of time. Like I'll do it for like a week and then I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
But when I'm doing it, I always feel better afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I know Matt's really, I mean, Brett, you probably know this. Matt's really big on stretching. Like he always, like, if you're following one of his programs, every workout, he'll tell you to stretch after.
Okay. But just to reiterate, do not static stretch before a workout.
Yeah.
Because that will just actually lessen your strength and potentially cause injury.
Yep.
What also I like to do, and like I said, this helps a little bit, especially in the off season when you're not stretching as much. And if you do watch my YouTubes and how I train and stuff, at the end of my workouts, I usually, like one of the last few exercises, I usually do some kind of a stretching exercise. Like I'll hold, like, so say we're doing like arms on that last one, I do overhead triceps and then, I hold it back there and, I do a stretch pause set, like let it stretch for 10 seconds, rep, stretch for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Rep.
I like those stretch pauses are cool.
I like doing that. I like doing that for calves, like seated calf raises.
Like
if you let them hang out. Yeah. Okay. So posing, tanning, stretching, anything else that you do you ever find yourself walking around the grocery store?
Oh,
for no reason?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, I was going to ask is
oldest trick in the book.
When I was like, the last 6 weeks before a contest and progressively as you got closer to the show, I would find myself going to the grocery store, but like you're buying the same three things. Like you go in there, you get fish, some type of vegetable and like some rice.
But you walk up and down the aisles like it's an art gallery.
Yeah. I walk up the cereal aisle of
the new cereals that are
yeah. So you guys all do that shit?
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Or watch cooking shows.
I can't do that.
I used to do that.
Really?
I do. Yeah.
This is the first prep ever I've got into like these foodie things.
I'm
watching. Have you guys watched the Eric the Electric guy?
Eric the Electric, yeah.
No.
I watched
it.
It's
like it doesn't please me like the food. It's just I am so flabbergasted by the amount of food he can eat.
It's fucking incredible.
It's incredible. Like he eats 50,000 calories in one day. One day.
This guy.
It's insane.
But I feel like it was like the only thing that could actually keep my attention during prep.
This is 100,000 calorie challenge. How many days is this?
I think he does it over a couple of days.
Yeah, he definitely does that. Like 3 days.
Could you imagine eating 35,000 calories 3 days in a row?
Look at the 60,000 calorie challenge. 50,000. Is this insane or what?
He looks skinny.
No, he documents everything. He'll show it. Like he'll take his shirt off. You see how like bloated he is. Like everything.
Is he barfing throughout the day?
No. What he does is he's like. Why he's so popular is because he takes this very serious. So like what he'll eat like 10,000 calories and then he'll go bike like 55 miles.
I was gonna say he's a cyclist, so he'll cycle.
Yeah, he'll burn it off and then come home and do it again. Like he'll eat like 10,000 calories like throughout the day every 3 hours. You're
Jeff
like, fuck.
Wow.
So Justin, where are you at?
I'm not fat yet. I'm trying.
Are you holding on to your shape for the photo shoot?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You asshole. You
I'm still sitting like right at 240. We haven't really adjusted food or anything, just kind of cruising.
Are you getting a softer at 240 or are you still?
No, not really. I still look okay. I'm still like full cruise mode.
Your internet
come on, Matt. I got a photo shoot, dude. Am I cutting out?
Your internet it's going in and out. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you need to hardwire that shit in.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm a fucking rookie. All this fancy lighting and
it's a nice studio.
So what's the most you've weighed before?
I got it like right at 260 this last off season, but that was gross.
How tall are you?
Like 5'8".
Don't say gross. Say I was making progress.
I was making progress.
Yeah. See, it's not gross.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was necessary. It's necessary. And look at the pictures for me from 2020 to 2021.
That's what I'm saying, right?
It fucking worked.
Yeah. So, but I do have to take a little bit of exception with something you said in one of your stories.
Me?
Justin. Yeah,
Okay.
me and you are going to fight right now.
All right, talk to me. Let's see what's up.
So you said in your stories that I think somebody asked you a question about training.
Okay.
And I forget exactly what the question was, but you said something like, if you do somebody said, is it ever okay to like use sloppy form?
Oh God.
And
Yeah.
you-
Okay. I actually had a lot of DMs about this too.
And you said, no, still use your perfect form. And when your form gets sloppy, that means you've done what you're supposed to do. And that's the end of the set. Is that accurate?
I want to hear your defense first.
No. I want to know if that's accurate.
Okay. So what I'm saying is I don't want to see somebody, break form, especially like, let's just say you're doing an incline dumbbell press.
Yep.
Like there's a way I can arch the shit out of my back, lift my butt up off the seat, and I can drive that weight up.
Yep.
Is that beneficial? I don't think so.
Okay.
It's beneficial with a cable curl to get to a point where your muscle's fully exhausted and then do a few up and control the negative. I think that's acceptable.
Okay.
But when I've got 15 seconds to kind of explain to this person,
I
ask me the question, I can't really go into all of that.
I got you. Okay.
And people were saying like, it's like Dorian Yates. They're talking about how Dorian Yates like to, go past failure.
Yeah.
If I've got a partner and I get a few assisted reps and some negatives, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But you shouldn't be breaking form to get there.
So I agree with everything you just said 100%. And I also agree with in a 15-second clip, it's hard to explain that. So I'm glad we have the podcast to kind of clear that up. So what I thought to myself was John Meadows was always very, very, he was a big proponent of cheat reps or partials, I guess you'd call them, right?
Yeah.
So you would do exactly what you said. You would do your like perfect form or good form. And then once your good form was done, you would do some cheat reps afterwards, like a half reps, partials, however you want to call them. Brett, am I right about that? Because you work with John a lot.
Yeah, but I think you're getting in. There's a difference between cheat reps and there's a difference between partials. So what I'm saying there is like he would have you do partials, like say you're doing like hamstring curls, and at the end you can't get any more all the way up, so you just do the bottom quarter, right?
Yeah.
But what Justin's talking about is like, say you're pressing, and then instead of at the end, you could do a couple quarter reps. That's cool. But what guys are doing is they're throwing it into their shoulders and using a whole different muscle. So that's different. Like, you're not going to let a different muscle take over to finish it through these cheat reps. But what you can do is keep it in the muscle and hit partials. Yes, I like that.
Okay, I agree with you, right?
So I have seen John talk about using like a little bit of front delt to kind of bring a curl up.
Yeah. No, he does talk about cheat reps and partials. I'm glad Brett deciphered between the two. But I'll give it or differentiate between the two. I'll give you guys another example. So pec deck, for example, you want to keep your shoulders back and keep your shoulders out of it, right? Mm-hmm. But I've been personally working with John where he's like, okay, let's get a few more, and he'll have me roll my shoulders forward and squeeze out like a few more. Now you are getting more front delt, but it is probably going to roast the last little bit of your chest. So it's almost like I feel like there is a place for cheat reps. There is a place for partials, but I do agree with Justin wholeheartedly that 90% of your set should be done with correct form.
Yeah. And I think it also depends on experience level. Like I don't want to see a beginner leaning forward on the pec deck and rolling into their front delts.
Yeah.
Just finish the set. And I don't personally do that, but if I've got a partner, that's when I'll get like 3 or 4 assisted reps.
Yeah. So you're a huge proponent of perfect form, right, Justin?
Yeah.
Because I know like throughout my career, I've seen some guys who are like, they're like that. They're just like, everything's got to be perfectly executed. There's no room for error that way. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I wonder sometimes, does it ever get boring?
Man, I think for me, chasing down those perfect sets is the exciting part. I really like that. I really like nailing at each set and each rep perfectly. And especially if you're doing like a progressive overload style where you're logging everything, it should be quantifiable. Every rep should be the same. Every set from week to week should be the same. That way I can track my progress. It makes it easier.
Paul, what do you think? How sloppy are we when we train?
I think certain exercises are more suitable for cheat reps and certain exercises are more suitable for partials.
Absolutely.
I think so too. Can you give me an example of what you mean?
Like a barbell curl, for example. I think it would probably be safer to do partial reps there than it would be to cheat reps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like
because
a standing barbell curl instead of shit out of
yeah, because I think you're going to get more out of the partial on that exercise.
but wait a minute, but not necessarily, because if let's say I do my 10 perfect reps and then I cheat up, two or three at the end, you're still getting that full negative, right? So there is a reason why I would do a full cheat, because I want that full negative on the way down.
Yeah, if you're getting the negative, then I agree with you. But like if you're just cheating the reps up, though, you know what I mean?
And just slamming them up, then it doesn't do anything. Yeah.
So I just think to a certain, like you made the example of a pec deck. I think a pec deck is more suitable for cheating rather than partials.
Yeah.
Because I don't like a partial in a fly position. I think I'd be vulnerable, but I could cheat it with using some front delt.
I think, like Brett said, with like a lying hamstring curl, I don't want to see someone, arching their back a bunch and using their glutes to try to throw up the last few. Yeah. I'd rather do partials. And if anybody's actually done like true partials on a hamstring curl when you're fully exhausted, it's brutal.
But you know what? Sure. That's actually that's a really good example of what Paul said, because you're 100% right. I would never do cheat reps on a lying leg curl.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't, I don't feel like you get the same benefit.
Right. And Fouad, you probably wouldn't do partials on a fly, right? Because I'm trying
to think of how often we do cheat reps, because we don't usually do cheat reps because we're trained together. So we usually do forced reps more than anything.
I honestly feel like the only place I can see it applicable is in like a cable curl. Something where you could, use the front delts a little bit to bring it up. I don't do cheat reps ever anywhere, to be honest.
I think you're right. I'm thinking about me and Paul train together, and like most of the time, because we're always trained together. Yeah. We do more than anything is forced reps, where like once he's burnt out, I'll get him through the rep and then he'll control the negative, or vice versa. Right.
Yeah. I get more out of that. I think
that's really what I was trying to say and I had like 8 or 9 people DM me. Yeah. And that's really what I was trying to say. Going past failure with a partner is great. Getting those reps and getting those additional negatives, that's awesome. But when you're by yourself, especially when you're talking to thousands and thousands of people who don't really know how to train on your social media, I think the best message I could have given was just don't.
I agree. Agreed. Yeah, 100%. I think when I train by myself, I do use partials more often, like what Brett was saying.
Yeah.
I'll try and burn out the muscle just a little bit more with the partials, just to get every last bit out of the muscle that I can.
Yeah, I love partials.
A good example of that is like, I usually always train with a partner, especially on legs. Mm-hmm. So like, but when you're by yourself, let's go back to the hamstring curl. When you're by yourself, you're going to get as many contractions as you can all the way up. And then when you can't get any more, then that's when you're going to hit partials.
Halfway up.
That's what I do by myself, like you would. Yeah. If you have a partner, I would have my partner then assist me and do force.
Control the negatives.
And then you get the full contraction.
It matters if you have somebody there or not, how you get adjusted.
Sometimes I'll do partials even with a partner. I just tell my partner I want to do partials on this. Me and
Paul. But you'll use them to get some more force reps first.
Yeah, I'll finish off and then I'll hammer into some partials.
Yeah. All right, we did it today. We'll do some force negatives,
Those are fun.
Oh, on the what did we do today with the force negatives? We did preacher curl. We did the preacher curl, and then we did the overhead extension. We did some
force negative where the partner's actually pushing down.
Well, I did a force negative, on both. So like on the preacher, Paul used a weight that was too easy for him because he likes to take it easy in the gym. He doesn't really like to push himself.
I got some injuries.
So I noticed that he was doing like 35 reps on this exercise. So I was like, I'm just going to pull down a little bit, and then he just resists, and then we actually get more out of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's good. Paul, what's going on with you? How's your new cardio? Your New Year's resolution?
It's going good. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a difference. The cardio is getting easier.
Today is Friday. How many sessions of cardio did you do this week?
This week hasn't been that great. I did Wednesday night, and I think Monday night.
You're the best.
Me and you did some cardio foot. Me and you did something a couple days ago.
not so good, eh?
Well, this week hasn't been great for it. But me and you did some cardio too the other day, so I kind of did 3 days this week.
That was half cardio. That wasn't even like I don't have my machines yet. I ordered 2 treadmills and a step mill.
Do you not have any cardio equipment at your gym?
I hit the bag for cardio usually. Yeah. I go in the morning by myself like 2 or 3 times a week, and I hit the bag, and it's really good cardio actually. It's almost like it almost feels like HIIT cardio, because while you're hitting the bag, you're like
My heart rate is through the roof.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you look super badass.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's something to see. It's something to see. Believe me.
No, you feel super badass. So
No,
you watch
I actually look good, dude. I posted it. It looks. I got a lot of
pretty
compliments.
Yeah. You float like a butterfly.
I got a lot of compliments.
I got a lot of compliments for people. It's like I know what I'm doing.
People love me.
All right, Paul. I'm gonna videotape you next time you hit the bag. We're gonna see.
I want to see that. I want to do. Yeah,
You got to see Paul hit the bag. It's wonderful.
You'll see the
That's
thunder.
really good.
You'll see the thunder. You'll see the thunder. You'll see the thunder in these fists.
What you really got to see is Paul skip.
Skip.
Paul jumping.
I was better last time.
Paul jumping rope is a sight to behold.
That was the first time I ever tried it. The first time you filmed me, but then last time I showed you, I got better at it.
First time you ever jumped rope was recently?
It was like
when I was
3 months ago.
Other than when I was a kid. Yeah.
Damn.
So, Paul, am I allowed to show everybody?
Well, I wish you wouldn't, but you're probably going to.
No, if you don't want me to, I won't. But
I don't care. What else? What doesn't matter?
Where is it? I gotta find it. It's so good, man. It's the greatest skipping rope.
Did you film it the last time when I was much better?
You weren't much better. You weren't much better. I don't know. I think I lost it. I gotta find it. I'll have to post. I'll have to post it on my Instagram.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. No, but people listen. People love you. They're gonna love it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to get some haters.
Are you?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I had to block somebody the other day.
No
shit.
way. Who hates you? Nobody hates
What
you.
do they say to hate you?
I said something about why am I doing cardio? I'm on steroids anyways, or something like that.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, but just an anonymous account, of course, you know. So, you know.
What? Yeah. Poor Paul wrote it down in his diary. He was really upset.
Well, I told you about the nose jokes too that I get frequently.
Oh my God. Did you see the last podcast? The comments?
Yeah. I got a bunch of nose emojis.
Every single one was about your nose.
Yeah, nose emoji or a fucking eggplant.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, Brett, Justin is known as Big Dick Shier from now on.
Don't do this.
Why is that?
It was just tapering off.
He told everybody he had a big dick, and he probably doesn't. But
Talking about
He probably doesn't. I just want everyone to know though. I've been working on it a little bit.
If it's really bad, he'll cut this part out.
Yeah. He won't. No, he won't.
No, I will.
No, you won't.
If you want me
tell
to
me
cut
that
it,
all the time, but you never do.
no, I swear to God, I'll cut it out.
You tell me that I watch it the next day and it's there.
He's worked for it now.
Okay, here we go.
I already love it.
I already love it.
Just leave it at that.
He's doing the 1 foot at a time hop.
Holy shit.
Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, are you good?
Yeah. Go ahead. You put it in slow motion?
No, that's what it looks like.
It seems like it goes much faster.
Oh, you pathetic loser.
Oh God. I don't have great coordination when it comes to athletic moves.
That is really you're Fouad laughing in the back.
He loves this shit. He loves that video.
That was really bad.
I'm better at it now.
I'm sure you are.
I am. I practice.
Now imagine that guy. Imagine that guy hitting the bag.
Supersetting it with the jump rope.
Oh, man.
Holy fuck.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Paul. I'll cut that
Yeah,
out.
you know you're not.
No, don't
You're
cut
not.
that. That was really good.
Yeah. You gotta cut that out, right?
If you really want me to, I will.
I don't care what you do anymore.
You know what was really funny? I don't know if did you guys see the video that the bodybuilding bullocks guy did with you driving the bus on?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That shit was so fucking funny.
When he did the speed video.
Yeah, that was.
Oh
funny.
yeah.
When the bus drivers with the plate, man. So fucking funny.
Brett, how do you feel about everybody dropping out of the show? Not everybody, but I mean, we have Nathan, Mo, and now Akeem are out.
Akeem's out.
Yeah, Akeem dropped out apparently.
Yeah, so he had COVID.
Brandeo was out first, right? So what? Like,
What did you say? Who was out first?
Raphael.
Oh yeah, Raphael.
Oh,
dropped out
yeah.
too. That's right. Yeah,
Brandeo.
Brandale. Yeah.
So like what? It was like started at like 14. Now it's what, 10 or 9? Like,
Damn.
Yeah.
You're gonna be top 10 for sure.
First Arnold, it's not bad, buddy.
That's good, man. That's good.
Sometimes you just gotta last long enough to get there, right?
Justin, you fucking kill me, man.
Just gotta show up.
That's not bad, buddy. No, but seriously, do you even think about that, or you're like, I don't care anyway, it didn't matter?
No, I mean, it doesn't affect how I'm, preparing myself.
No, but
I would rather have I'd much rather have 15, 20 guys there, it just makes, not just for me, on the competition aspect, but for the audience too,
Yeah.
They're really building this year up. I know they invest a lot of money into the marketing of this, into the expo, into the stage. So it's like, we want to present all these guys that, that got selected. So it does kind of suck. But like I said, I personally think the top guys are still there. So it's still going to be a hell of a show.
It's still a very strong lineup. Yeah. Still a very strong lineup.
But yeah, definitely numbers is always fun,
I actually had a Arnold committee meeting today with with Dennis and Janet Leog, because they're commentating as well. And they're doing something really cool this year. So they're going to have the broadcast booth apparently. And they're also going to have one of us go down and do like a play-by-play from the stage at certain times of the show. Kind of like, if you watch like Monday Night Football, how they have like the guys in the booth and they'll have a guy on the sideline.
Yeah.
Like
you're gonna be like Aaron Andrews.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
Oh my God.
I haven't watched football in forever, Brett. Give me a fucking break. Brett, cut me some slack. I'm gonna start watching football again next year, I promise.
Google Aaron Andrews, but don't go to her like video where she was like posing naked or whatever. I
remember that controversy.
You're breaking up. You're frozen.
Yeah, Justin's frozen.
Is it me? What the fuck?
I typed it like, I know this chick. Okay.
Yeah, you know that chick.
I typed her name like a guy's name.
AAR.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know this girl. But yeah, that's what it won't be just me. Like, I guess we're gonna take turns. What if it's like the bikini's up, then Janet will probably go down and talk about it or interview people, or like if the men's open is up, like me or Dennis will go down and like look at the show and talk about the show, and then maybe go backstage, interview some people like backstage. But I think it's going to be really cool, like a little bit more. It would be like more of an interactive thing for people watching.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Are they having all the strongman and everything too, Fouad?
Yeah, that's between 2 and 7, I guess, on Friday and Saturday. So they'll be like in between the two prejudging and finals.
Okay.
The only thing I wish they could do that they can't do because of logistics is when we commentate, we're commentating on a screen. So basically, like everybody who's watching the pay-per-view, we're watching the same thing they are. So we're commentating on a screen. Whereas like I wish we were sitting, some events they're sitting like and watching the thing live. Like if you watch UFC, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say
like,
Joe Rogan,
like Rogan, Daniel Cormier, and John Anik or whatever. Yeah. They all sit ringside and they commentate on exactly what they're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish they could do something like that where they had like a little booth set up where we could actually watch the show live. But then I guess at the same time, it's probably also a good thing that we're seeing the same thing people at home are seeing. So we're describing the same thing for them that they're already seeing. So I don't know.
It would be cool though to have like at the judges table or something, they're commentating from there.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Like if they could put right behind the judges tables, they could put like a section for 3 people to sit and actually talk about the show. But then you wonder, like, it's probably hard because of sound and like,
for sure.
Think about all the different sound issues you're going to have with people cheering and then us trying to commentate.
But they do it UFC pretty effectively still,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Suggest for next year for that.
Well, I actually asked about it today. I said, "Hey, is there any way we can watch, like, commentate the show live?" And he said, "Well, I don't know if we can now because of the way the arena is set up."
Yeah.
But he's like, "We're gonna have one of you go down to the stage and do some live stuff, interactive stuff with the guys on stage, backstage, or like talking about them right at the stage." So at least that's cool. There'll be something like a little bit more interactive for people watching.
Sure.
I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I'm excited to go.
Hope you don't blow it. Good luck.
Can we talk about your fingers?
You're gonna do great. Honestly, I'm excited for you.
Can we talk about your fingers?
What about him?
I just noticed you trying to take off the lid off your cap.
Fuck.
Is that hard?
Can you put it back on and show us?
Isn't that how you? I guess you would grip with all fingers.
That's right. Yeah, I just fucking with you because you're fucking with me. So
Okay. Yeah, can we talk about your amputated hand? We talk about something deeply personal.
it's my go-to every time.
Yeah, you roast me for
You
something.
fuck with me. Yeah, I got to come back at you.
Are you right-handed or left-handed, Justin?
I'm right-handed.
Oh, that sucks.
You
can't
jerk
go
off with your right hand?
I jerk off left.
So you jerk off with one finger?
No. I do left. I can't
Oh,
do
you have
it.
to learn
You just don't get the grip and the girth. It just doesn't work.
So
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 did
did you have to teach your? Yeah, Paul, go ahead. You're going to ask it.
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
Paul.
did you have to learn how to do everything left-handed, like throw?
Oh, I was going to ask them more specific, but
Yeah, I want to know more about the masturbating.
That's what Fouad wants to know about. I want to know if you can throw a
you
football.
know, my wife said to me yesterday. So
Oh,
I've
fuck.
shown her a clip of the.
Why am I still just doing this?
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm nervous.
I was
Showing off.
showing my wife a clip of the last podcast. We were talking about Nick's girlfriend,
Mhm.
and she's like, every time sex comes up, you get really excited. And I'm like, what the fuck does
Horny
that?
as fuck, summer.
I don't notice that. I thought we all
No, we all equally get pretty fired up.
get pretty fired up, right? Like when we're talking, it's not.
We all
some-
just the camera.
She just knows what your excitement is more than us.
yeah. All right. Maybe, I guess. I don't
Yeah, because it pops up and then she just looks right at you.
know.
Yeah.
How's this motherfucker gonna respond?
You know why though? I like it because I think it's fucking hilarious. Number one, because everybody does something a little different, and I also think it's the one thing everybody watching and everybody here can all relate to. There's no it's everybody has the same shit, weird stories about sex. So it's like when it comes up, I'm happy to talk about it because I know
Everyone can connect to it in some.
everyone connects to it in some way. So
Yeah.
I wonder if
Maybe.
bodybuilders are
Now
different.
everyone's rushing out to buy melanotan so they can have huge boners.
I'm going
Yeah,
to get
and I- and
melanotan. I
beautiful
want to see what
tans.
it's like.
And a beautiful tan.
If I'm a,
Um,
if I'm a lot darker at the Arnold's, you guys are gonna know why.
although yeah.
And dick.
You're a lot darker. You're a lot darker. We're walking around with a boner.
Yeah, going down doing the live commentary with a huge boner.
There's Fouad judging the bikini division. pitching a tent on the side there.
Could you imagine? Fuck. I did request a fan though.
It's awesome.
I got to be the weirdest guy on earth. So the meeting's over, and I'm like, so I have one request, and the guy's like, what do you think? I'm like, is it going to be hot, like in the area where we're doing the commentating? He's like, I don't know, probably not. And I'm like, do you think I could get a fan? Like,
Oh, yeah, that's weird. I would ask for a fan.
That is awesome.
When you
Well-
ask, what do we do if we get a boner?
No, but seriously, I'm going to be sitting there in a 3-piece suit. I know I'm going to be sweating, so I'm like, hit me with the fan, and then I can do my thing.
I would absolutely ask for a fan.
Okay, good. So it's
Yeah.
not that weird.
I would have
No.
never thought of it, but that's
I wish I had a fan right now.
Just
I got
know
one.
it's there, make you feel
Justin,
better.
I got one right there.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
It's on
Perfect.
It's on full blast.
Oh, you
right
do?
now. Oh yeah.
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 I may I'll have my wife bring me in a fan.
All right, we should
Now I
probably
feel self-conscious every time I'm. The thing is, if I hold it with this hand, I run the risk of dropping it.
Justin.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Justin, I have to say you have become one of my favorite people since we started doing this podcast.
Thanks.
You're fucking hilarious, dude.
That means a lot. And you're also one of my favorite people.
I got well, you said you're going to be my Valentine forever and ever. So
Yeah, forever and ever.
So-
That's a big commitment.
forever and ever.
That's a big.
So you guys are both wearing dad hats, and Justin had a conversation with me the other day about clothing and how he'd like to assist me in making some suggestions about clothing.
Guide the ship a little bit.
Yeah, he wants to guide the ship a little, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm always up for people that are working for the company having their say. I mean, the oversized shirts were Brett, Justin, and Ben from like a year ago has been bugging me. So
Yeah.
those guys were your
Love
idea, and people love them.
Yeah.
So he says to me, Brett, that he wants to do dad hats. And I'm like, I don't know if dad hats really fit the Hostile brand.
What's a dad hat?
The hat he's wearing.
Like
I think what is it? Where is it at? This one? Yeah, this H right here. You can't
Yeah.
really see it.
You can't. Yeah, now you can see it.
Just embroidered really small right here would do well. That's my opinion.
That's a dad hat that he's wearing, Paul. Like the no lip, like no
the same thing he's wearing.
Yeah, there's no crown on it. It just goes all the way back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Usually it back looks like that.
I think it would look good on you, Fouad. It's Papa Fouad. Papa Fouad in a dad hat.
Let me see the back of your hat, Justin.
Same
so
thing.
yeah, so it's got to have that on the back.
No, I think you're thinking too much, man. I think I am a bodybuilder and I represent myself very well, and I absolutely love dad hats. Like,
Yeah,
they just fit better and they look better in the gym.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
I didn't either. I thought he was going to say "fuck dad hats."
Yeah, I thought he was like, dude,
No.
don't listen to Justin. Fuck that. Dude.
No, I agree with Justin. We need dad hats.
I think
All
so.
right.
Like those, yeah,
It's just a super casual hat that I can honestly fucking sit on in my pickup and then just throw on my head, and it fits and feels
I've
good.
never worn a dad hat.
yeah, I like those.
Think
I
you'll
don't like
change it.
those. I don't like those straight visor ones. you
No,
know,
it's
with
not it's not the visor. It's not the brim.
Yeah.
It's the crown.
But the
So we
brim is
have
also.
so our hats. So here, look, our hats are
I like
like-
those hats.
like a mid.
Yeah.
It's a mid crown, right?
I like
Okay.
that. I like it more when it breaks down. It doesn't sit as tall.
Okay, I get it. Yeah,
And it's not sitting
Yeah.
as
See, I don't think this is tall because you have like a high crown hat. Those are the ones I don't like.
yeah.
Right.
I don't like those at all.
And then this is like a mid crown.
yeah.
And then, but Justin's wearing like a dad hat, which is like no crown. It's just
Yeah.
right back.
Because it's the material, right? It kind of sits more.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like those.
Floppy, soft material.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, there's no like, see on the inside of that how it has the bridge.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
his hat doesn't have that, so it just
Right.
goes flat.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm
leave
gonna
comments. Comment below.
comment below if you guys want dad hats. I,
If they flop, the agreement was I had to pay for all of them.
I already told Justin. I said I'll do it, but you got to pay for all of them if it doesn't
But
work.
he's gonna give it to you at cost though.
Comment daddy below if you want to.
All right, let's do some questions before we head off. Oh, we've only been on for a little bit. Maybe we
I'm
won't
glad
go
you
on.
agree, Brett, because you're a fucking hardcore bodybuilder. And
Well,
Hey,
of course he's going to agree. He's wearing one.
yeah,
Ashamed of my dad hat.
Am I just way out of like? Am I way too old? Like I just thought dad
Hey,
hats
Oh,
were not.
you rocked a mohawk for like 10 years. You're way out of the loop.
What are you talking about? My mohawk was awesome.
son of a bitch! How dare you?
At the time, it
That's
was
like
cool.
the fourth time. That's the fourth time Brett has said something about my mohawk. You know how? Do you know how many fucking fans I had that would message me their fucking hair and be like, "I cut my hair because you had a mohawk," and they would have a mohawk.
How many?
Oh, I can't. I'm just saying.
Wow.
It was like 8. No, I'm just saying. It was like a lot.
They had to
No,
relate, they had to
back
relate
then.
to somebody out there.
It's just a new generation. And I think
Yeah.
it's leaning in a certain direction.
I wouldn't pull a mohawk now if I was just coming up. But at the time, it felt right. It was kind of like in style. There was, I forget who it was. There was Chuck Liddell first, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And then I think there was a couple football players that done it. A lot more people were doing the mohawk back then. Anyway.
Brian Boswell and
Oh, the original.
Bosworth.
Yeah, there was a lot more mohawk things
It takes
going on.
it takes a certain type. I would look like a fucking idiot.
Oh, you
Me
did
too.
rock. You're right. You look.
You rocked it good. It fit your
I thought I liked it, but then obviously when you get a little older, you're like, okay, time to just, and then it starts thinning out. I'm like, now I just have like 4 hairs.
Yeah.
You know?
You got like a patch right here.
It's
Kinda like Paul. Like
Spike.
Paul, shows the top of your head. Yeah, like that's what it looked like.
No, too bad. No, you have this much
Dare
coverage.
you.
I could. This is
What do
pretty
you
good.
What do you mean coverage? I can see your scalp.
Well, yeah, but I just got my haircut.
That's just because it got faded. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's,
That's
right.
right,
It just
yeah.
got faded. It got faded out. You guys are the best. Okay. Questions. If you could travel back to any time in history, when and where would you go? You can bring one thing from the present with you. What would you bring?
I would definitely go back to like the 20s.
Why? Right to the fucking Great Depression. Perfect.
Well, okay, well, before the Depression though, that era, because it was more of a man's dominated society.
What can you say that about like the 50s, maybe like after the war?
Yeah, like that whole period of time, about 40 years there. I would have did well in that era, I think.
You think men aren't men anymore?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. Well, yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't totally disagree with that.
yeah, it would have been a better era for me, I think.
It's not that men aren't men anymore. It's that society makes it wrong to be a man.
Yeah, you're kind
Whereas
of
it used to be in the past that it was looked at positively that you were a man.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's looked at negatively if you're too masculine.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to go back to a time when being a man was something that should be proud of.
Yeah. Well, it's just more of a male dominated society, which
You sexist bastard.
probably doesn't sound right.
That didn't sound right, Paul. I was with you until you said that. And I was like,
yeah,
well,
let me reword that.
Rights.
Let me reword that. I meant more.
I want to go back to when women had to sit in the back seat.
Where she belongs.
Not that far back. But I don't know. Just simpler times. Let me put it that way.
You mean, so would you be happy if there was no internet?
Internet? Yeah, I could do without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think life was simpler then.
I wonder sometimes. I see we do stuff like this and I have a lot of fun. And then I'm like, yeah.
There's good things and bad. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely made life way busier. Like, everybody's on their phone now all day long. You didn't have that before.
You ever fucking lose your phone or break your phone or something? Don't have it for a day. You almost feel better. You almost feel better.
You ever lose it for half an hour and you freak out?
No, but sometimes I feel better. Like, let's say, for example, like I was visiting my mom in the hospital, my phone died. So I was like, I didn't have a phone for like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, and there's nothing I could do. I couldn't plug it in. And I wasn't going to leave, I was at the hospital.
Well, especially you're
but I actually
you have your phone.
I actually felt good though. Like it actually kind of made me feel good to not have a phone. Nobody could call me. Nobody could text me.
Yeah. Whenever we go on family vacations, like me and the wife always try to make an agreement, like we'll stay off our cell phones, while we're on vacation. And, we don't always stick strictly to that, but it feels good to get kind of unplugged for a while and forget about all the news and social media and stuff like that.
Sometimes when me and the wife are watching a movie, we agree to both put our phones on the coffee table and not touch them.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny how proud of ourselves we are if we can stay off our phones while we watch TV?
Yeah. And it's kind of recent too, right? Like a smartphone's been around for how long now?
It's not that I'm proud.
But I do it too. I'll be like, I didn't touch my phone that whole movie.
But it does make me proud though, because like 2 hours is a long time, especially when you're like trying to keep up with DMs and you're trying to respond to comments and right. So it's like, Brett, are you like that at all? You put the phone down for a while sometimes?
Because all of these media sources have become, they got it all figured out. That's so addictive. We are all addicted to these. We might not admit it or know it, but we are addicted.
Fuck yeah.
To that feeling, the endorphins that are released by likes, by comments, things like that.
It is really hard to not grab your phone during a slow time of a movie or something.
We get so caught up in our
it's just I don't do it on purpose. I don't do it subconsciously, or I do it subconsciously.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just open my phone and I'm going, what the fuck did I even
do? You guys have a moment like I just said, like during a movie, me and my wife have made an agreement, like, okay, phones go on the coffee table. Yep. Well, let's just watch the movie together. Do you guys have another time? Because I think we do it at dinner too sometimes. We're like, if we go out to dinner, we're like, let's put it down for a bit.
I think it's rude to be on your phone when you're watching a movie with somebody. I mean, like, I understand if you got to answer a message or something, but like if me and Tony are watching a movie, I'm not going to be on my phone, like, because that's our time together. And, and I hope she, and she doesn't, and she's the same.
I have to
say, answer a message is one thing, but
I have to say, Paul is the most self-aware about this thing.
Maybe because I'm older.
He won't. No, I think it's just because you're a nice person. He won't. If we're in a car together driving to the gym or something, right? He won't go on his phone. He won't check his phone. If somebody answers, he actually apologizes if he has to answer it. Like, I notice it's something you do. You're very conscious of like being on the phone with somebody else present.
Well, do you think it's rude? Like if you're
no, I'm saying it's a nice thing that you do. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Yeah, well, that's how I think of it. Because like, if I'm with this person's want to hear me on my phone talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is rude, and it's not something I intentionally do, but I find myself doing it a lot. Just grabbing my phone.
How much more do you find yourself doing it when you're 2 weeks out, like I am right now?
Holy fuck!
I fucking hate it. Like I'll be looking, like you said, I'll be looking at my phone. Like, why am I looking at my phone right now? Like, or why am I still sitting in my vehicle?
Why am I on Amazon.com again?
I know it's just because you're so anxious and probably the orals and everything, lean into a show, but it's like it comes to that part. Like, it's hard to finish a movie even. Like
my attention span gets like this long.
Oh yeah.
Like as I get close, it gets shorter and shorter as I get closer to the show.
Yeah.
So like that's why I think I'm on my phone all the time. I just need something to keep my attention.
That's what it is.
When I used to compete, we didn't have smartphones yet. So I didn't have that. So I don't
Fuck
even know what the
your
hell I
old
did.
man.
I know. So I don't know what the hell I did. Because I couldn't watch a movie when I was in like a pre-contest.
I can't watch a movie when I'm.
I couldn't,
No.
but I don't know what I used to do with my time then.
You know, like a good comedy would come out, and I would be like, I'm gonna wait till after the show to watch this movie
Yeah,
because I won't
exactly.
enjoy it.
Right now.
Yeah,
What's that, Justin?
I said because at 2 weeks out, you can't even laugh.
No,
nothing's funny.
Okay, so we went way off the question. So you're gonna go back to a time when women can't vote.
Okay, I want to reword that. I said I'm gonna get hacked for that. I want women to vote. I didn't say that. I said I just want to go back to a simpler time. That's all.
What are you gonna take with you from now? Because you get to
What am I
take
gonna take
something
with
with
me?
you. Yeah,
You
can't say your wife.
technology wise. You mean like technology?
whatever you want. It can be a fucking hammer if you want.
But I can't say like.
Take some real weed. I don't think.
Oh yeah, weed's much
Imagine
better
you took the
nowadays
weed.
than it used to be.
Imagine you took the weed from now,
Oh,
like to 50 years ago.
you'd kill people with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you took like wax or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah. 'Cause I remember when I was a kid, like it was all like that Mexican weed that was around, that
yeah.
dried up fucking
Dirt weed full of seeds.
dirt weed. Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the weed nowadays is fucking like so much better. Yeah, that's what I would take.
You
Definitely.
take weed. Okay.
I take weed.
Justin, what time are you gonna go back to?
Oh man, that's tough.
Or Brett, if you got one.
Going back to 2019 with a
And
net.
you're gonna kill that fucking bat.
I'm gonna go to Wuhan, China, and kill that fucking bat.
I was gonna say that same thing.
For real, yeah. Like, look what that which we don't know if it was really a bat or not. We're not gonna get into
It's
that.
not a
but-
fucking bat. There's no fucking bat.
It was a lab.
Whatever changed.
It's so funny.
Whatever
Don't
changed society to what it is today. These last 2.5 years, like that would go back and try to fix that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that would actually be a novel cause. I would
not
go
to
back.
get into COVID, but I think it's hilarious that they're like, it's racist if you said if it came from a lab in China, but it's not racist if you said you came from a dirty fucking market in China.
Yeah, good point.
I'm like, how's that any fucking better? Like you're still fucking now you're saying they're dirty. That's even worse.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Anyway, so okay, where are you going, Brett? Do you have a time?
I
I think Brad just said it.
Okay, that's it. Okay, well, Justin, where are you going?
Go back to the 80s for rock and roll and titties.
I was gonna say the 80s. I feel like the 80s was a really good
80s
time.
That was a good era.
Sure.
I
The
feel like
90s were good too.
I feel like the 80s was good for football. It was good for fucking like music.
Pretty epic time. Yeah.
It was
It
good.
was great for sports.
Mhm.
It was good for
And good-
everything.
Yeah.
And it was before like media, like social media had to be for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's easy to romanticize, but when you just see like videos or pictures pop up from the 80s, you're like, fuck that. That looks
You
like
guys-
it.
Did you guys
Yeah.
miss having a phone on the wall?
No.
Oh, like the dials.
Yeah.
My daughter asked me today what a payphone was.
Really?
Oh,
That's
wow.
so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it in a video on YouTube or something like that, but she asked me what a payphone was.
What'd you tell her?
I was like, well, you might see them at the mall still. That's about the only place I could think of where you might still see one.
Yeah.
Like they're big phones on the wall where you got to put I don't know if you can put money in anymore. If you
Put a
use
qu-
credit cards.
Oh,
What
now
do
you put a card in,
Probably
maybe. Yeah.
credit.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, but remember back when they had phone booths?
Did
I
she
told her
think
about
that,
that.
Did she think that was fucking weird?
Yeah. Like she just couldn't comprehend it. She's like,
Oh,
what are you
She's like,
talking about?
everybody has a phone. What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's crazy what kids today will find weird.
Justin, tips for a better mind muscle connection.
Man, just do the movement right and it should hit the muscle. I mean, I think that's really what people are lacking. Like if you're doing a cable curl and you don't feel it in your biceps, probably just because you're doing it wrong.
You think that's it?
I don't know.
You think it's that simple?
I don't know if it's that simple. I don't know how you can actually teach somebody. Like, what can you actually tell somebody that can help them feel, their quads in a squat, aside from just doing it mechanically correct?
I think primarily what you said, the form is first, but then I think it might take time.
Yeah.
Because
patience and time.
and then I also will say wait, because like, let's say a hack squat, for example, if you're using too much weight, you're probably too focused on getting from A to B.
Yeah.
Instead of actually feeling the fibers through the rep.
Yeah.
So probably execution.
Right. And sometimes I will say, and you guys might agree here, that sometimes people give in too much to sensation. Like you'll be working up and your warm-ups feel great. but then the top set, you didn't quite feel it as much.
Yeah.
Like I feel that, especially on like a heavy row movement or something. Like
Wait, explain what you mean. So let's say
if I'm doing
like
let's just say a barbell row. If I'm doing a barbell row, one plate's going to feel really good. I'm able to squeeze the shit out of my lats. Two plates really good. You get up to 3 plates and you're not going to feel the connection as much.
I understand.
When I'm done with that set, my lats are blown up. My back is pumped.
I think
a lot of people go, oh, I didn't feel it in my lats during that set, but I still think regardless of whether or not you're feeling it or not, your lats are working.
But that's confusing to some, but okay, I agree with you 1,000%, but just for the people watching that are new, that's confusing.
I know,
because we always say to people, like I always say to people anyway, if you can't feel the muscle working, it's not working. But in that instance that you just mentioned, it is working.
You agree with what I'm saying though? Do you ever get
1,000%, 1,000%? But I'm just saying, like, even though I agree with you, I'm like, how do we explain that to a beginner?
Right.
Because
I see guys in the gym, doing a hammer pull down with a plate and just really squeezing it. And I know that feels good because you can really contract the hell out of the muscle, but it's not going to help build tissue.
But I think that's where there's a difference in, and I don't want to fuck this up because Brad Schoenfeld explained it to me, but mechanical tension is different than feel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So like the amount of load you're putting on the muscle, I guess I'm saying, is kind of what's going to cause it to grow along with some other things. So I guess what you're saying is feel is not everything.
It isn't everything. And as long as mechanically from that warm up to that top set, you're doing things the same, then you're still taxing the muscle.
Okay. Yeah. I got to find a way to explain that to people.
I know it's tough.
There's like
because
I always there.
Because sorry, Paul.
There's kind of like a middle ground there, don't you think? Like where like a weight challenges you, but at the same time you're able to control the weight so that you're not just moving it from point A to point B.
Yeah, but even if
that's not to say sometimes I don't back off because I was just too heavy. I just couldn't connect.
But that's not. I agree with you, Paul. But I see what Justin's saying because like I've done like 4 plate rows.
Yeah,
I don't feel them like I feel 3 plate rows, but I know the 4 plate row is doing something.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like feeling an exercise better. Like, we've been training together forever. Like I've never been a heavy lifter, because I don't feel it when I lift heavy. I'm more worried about not getting injured or just moving the weight, and I can't connect mentally.
But let's forget about injury for a second. Let's say when you were younger, if you did a row with, let's say your top set row is 3 plates, or like for me, it used to be 4 plates.
Yeah.
I see what Justin's saying in that you're not necessarily feeling the same amount of squeeze when you would do a plate less. But when I'm done that set, my back is fucking like way more swollen.
Yeah, well, certain exercises that would feel that more. So like for me, it wouldn't necessarily be a row. It would be like a press. Like if I press a little bit heavier, I was only doing like a 3-rep press, I would still feel that, you know what I mean? Like, even though I could control it better.
But see, that's a good point because I also say, I do say feel is everything. But that's actually a really good point because for my chest, for example, even if I'm pressing 4 plates, I can still feel that same tension. So I'm like, and my chest is my best body part. So maybe feel does matter just as much.
It definitely does matter. And I think you should always feel the movement. And I think I think that is a really important cue, but I think that I see more times than not, people feeding too much into it.
They overemphasize it.
Yeah. Or just on the exact opposite of the spectrum where they don't feel shit and don't even think about it.
That's right. Brett, any input on that?
Yeah, I feel like as I've progressed in my career, I've gone more the route of the feel. What I mean? Obviously I still train heavy, but it's like, just thinking at like this prep right now, I was hitting these same numbers like a year and a half ago. But now it's just like I said, I'm doing more things. I'm slowing it down, controlling more, feeling it more than just moving weight. You know what I mean? So it's like, you're still getting that tension. You're still, maybe frying the CNS, whatever. But it's like, once you fully understand the contractions, that mind muscle connection, I think you can grow much faster. And it's definitely worked for me. And
it is a time thing. It does just take time. And you guys see how I train. Every bit of that, like the controlled negative and the pauses in the eccentric, all that stuff is so I can feel it better. It is, mechanically to control things and feel it in the right places. I just think if you get too caught up in trying to feel every aspect of it, you might.
Justin, sorry, Brett, go ahead.
Well, a good example is like what you were talking about with like the rows. Like,
Every movement.
I don't truly think anybody can do 4 plates aside barbell rows correctly, unless you're Ronnie Coleman. You know what I mean? Like,
or
he
James
was just moving too. But
Well,
like,
if you're talking about perfect, like if you're talking about
form.
textbook form,
textbook form, and that's what I'm looking for now. You know, like I don't go over 3. You know, even 3 plates is fucking heavy if you're doing it right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whenever I see something like, oh, I hit four plates and a quarter on been over barbell rows, I just scroll right past that because I know it's not.
Well, wait a minute. I got to say something about that because I don't know if you're totally right because it depends how textbook we're talking about. Like, I got to tell you guys the truth, man. I don't believe in like textbook form, like to the perfect, like to me, it's not that I shouldn't say I don't believe in it. I should say,
I don't believe in doing things right.
No, that's not what I mean, Justin.
It doesn't work.
No, that's not what I mean.
I know what you mean.
And like, if you talk to like, if you look at Branch Warren, right? People take Branch Warren or like his form sloppy, blah, 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 but he's feeling that muscle, right? He's not. So what I'm saying is textbook form is important, especially if you're talking to a beginner, but there's a point where a person gets into a groove and they know what they can feel and how they can do a movement to feel it the way they need to feel it, right? Like
most people can't feel it the way Branch did training like Branch.
I agree with you. I agree. Most people can't. That's why I said beginners are out for that conversation. Because if you're a beginner, you should be doing everything perfectly so you can get to the point where you have the connection with that muscle. But I think when you become more advanced, not intermediate, but when you become more advanced, you can row 4 plates and it doesn't have to look perfect and you can still feel that shit.
Yeah, look at Dusty Henshaw.
Yeah, I mean, look at
the way that guy rows and then look at his back and tell me it doesn't work.
Well, it's not only that. Like I was going to bring up James. Like James has done 4 plates, even 5 plate rows,
and it looks like the way I do a 2 plate.
Yeah, so it is possible. And I'm not saying I was ever strong as James, but like
he's just freak.
I know what I used to do for rows, and it wasn't bad form. It wasn't what you would call textbook, but I could feel that shit, you know. So I don't want people to have the wrong idea, and I've said this many times. And that's why I think feeling is so important. If you're just doing everything perfect and it's like you're doing it because you saw it done that way and you do it, but you're not feeling it, that's also not good. Like if this is the textbook said to do it like this, so I'm doing it the way the textbook said so, but I'm not feeling it. And I've done it for weeks and weeks and weeks and I'm not feeling it. Then something's not right. Right. So either you shouldn't do that movement or you should find a variation of it that feels better. But I feel like you have to be able to feel a movement if the muscle is going to grow.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, but one more caveat is I think a lot of people do like that stupid sideways chest press because it feels good when they contract it.
Yes.
And I don't care how good that feels.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's never going to be as advantageous as doing the machine the right way with adequate load.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, I feel like it's a very nuanced conversation.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
sometimes these conversations become very like,
because I can contradict myself all day. Tell you need to feel everything, but then also don't worry if you don't feel it, but make sure you feel it. But if you don't worry about it.
I'm like, I wonder if people,
but
I wonder if people are more confused after this segment.
I believe it. And again, I think it's just time. I think you're exactly right. It's just time.
Oh, I think Justin, I think we stick to our guns 95% of the time, and there's always that 5% that you can arise. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. You know how you bring up that example, Justin, a lot of that side chest thing, you know, I don't know, people think it works inside of your chest or something. I don't really know why they do that, but what do you think of people who do the leg press, like with their body half off of it to try and target like sweep
sideways, like
yeah.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah. Do you think that's ridiculous too, or what?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I just don't see it being more beneficial than just pounding plates on, having your feet nice and low on the platform and just doing a regular fucking leg press. What is better than that?
My legs trying to target an area.
You know? Like
what it was built for with mechanics.
Yeah, give me a 20 set to fucking failure and tell me that your legs aren't smoked, that you need something else.
My legs got bigger when I started doing it sideways like that.
Yeah.
You never did those.
I would love to see you lay sideways in a leg. Back 300 pounds.
It's like if you only did your leg presses that way, would you just have massive sweep and nothing else?
That's what I think they're doing. They're like, my sweep's gonna get huge to the side.
But you have no inner thighs or anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. It's
and I think
training is a very difficult topic because I feel like it's very individual. right? Like if you looked at a spectrum of bodybuilders, first of all, there are very few that train with perfect form. But then there are some that train with perfect form that are incredible, like Dorian Yates trained with really good form.
Yeah.
He was Mr. Olympia. Ronnie Coleman trained with mediocre form, and he was also Mr. Olympia. It's like it's very difficult. That's why I said it's such a nuanced conversation, because it's very difficult to say this is the right way, this is the wrong way. There's always a lot of gray in that conversation.
Yeah. I think it kind of also boils down to efficiency. Like there are methods that are going to work, and I think there might be methods that work a little bit better.
Yes.
You know, and over, you know, like a short span of time. Like I feel like the progress I've been able to make in the last year, I can attribute that to just doing things fucking right for a year straight. Yeah. And I think that I could have trained differently, but I don't think I would have made the progress I did. But, you know, at the end of 5 years, would we both be in the same place? Maybe. I don't know.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like you take a bodybuilder, the first one that comes to mind is like a Ben Pakulski, right?
Yeah.
Ben Pakulski was known for perfect form, very strict, very slow, very deliberate movements.
Yeah.
And then you take someone like me, who's maybe not horrible form, but known to be kind of sloppy from time to time. We both turned pro in the same amount of time. We both had similar pro careers.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's a very individual thing. And I think
you have to enjoy it, man. You really have to enjoy it.
That is the biggest, you know, I made a video a little while back, and that was my biggest take home was like, look, whether you train like Justin or train like Branch Warren or train like me or Brett, if it's not fun, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Right.
I think Brett, you've kind of like, I noticed that your top sets, you'll go a little more ballistic, and then on a back off, you'll dial in and have like a 3 or 4 count negative and then a pause in the hole, something like that.
That's why I think like I said, just trial and error over time. And like I said, Fouad, you do the same thing, kind of throw different things together. So, you know, that on those top sets where like, I just want to fucking squat, you know, I'm going to get my depth,
right?
I'm going to get after it, you know, but after that, I'm going to make sure that I'm completely taxed in the tendon muscle by doing, you know, a 3 second negative with a pause in the hole.
That's what me and Paul have always done. Like we always had Paul can attest to this. There's always one set where I just go stupid ape shit. And then there's a back off set after that, usually where I'm like, okay, I want to slow this one down and feel this one a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think both are beneficial personally.
Yeah, I think you're covering both bases that way.
Yeah. All right. Pick one to keep for the rest of your life and you lose the rest. Well, this is fucking obvious. Your car, fame, or your wife.
Oh.
I love my car, man.
On my YouTube. I mean, you see my YouTube?
Yeah.
My wife's not on my YouTube.
You can get a new wife.
Yeah.
How weird would it be, and not to be negative, just think of this objectively without your own personal life in it. Would it be weird if any of us all of a sudden got divorced and we're back on the podcast? Like people, I guess what I'm trying to say is like people know us a certain way. Like Brett and Ivana, Justin's married, I'm married, you know, Paul's married. If all of a sudden, like 6 months from now, somebody showed up and like, I'm single now. Like, would that be
back on the market, baby?
Would that be really fucking weird all of a sudden?
You notice the personality difference probably.
Well, because all of a sudden, like Justin would be like, yeah, I guess what I did last weekend.
Yeah.
I fucked everything.
I feel like that person would kind of become more of the center of attention too, though, because then like we would kind of live through the like we do. Yeah.
Well, that's what we do to Nick. That's what we do to Nick and Guy, actually.
Yeah. Send us pictures.
Send us pictures.
Tell us stories.
Yeah, we all for sure.
Bar of soap or bottle of soap?
I'll let you use liquid.
Yeah, I'm a liquid guy.
Yeah.
Liquid.
The soap scum.
Mm-hmm.
Brett?
I was dropping the soap too much. This got fucking weird. So I had to get them off.
This is gonna be really fucked up. I use both.
What do you mean?
I use both. So
what do you switch? Like, liquid on certain areas of the body?
My brother got me like this nice bar of soap for Christmas that smells really good. So I actually use both too.
Do you do like bar like on your body wash? Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's what I use. Body wash.
That's the Manscaped body wash. Shameless plug, but honestly, it smells awesome. So
yeah.
So walk us through this.
So
what is the process here?
Do you wash with the bar first?
Get in the shower.
Is your dog in there?
We use both simultaneously.
No, I do.
That's what it matters because he doesn't want the dog in there. He has the bar or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it.
No, so I do the loofah with the body wash first, everywhere, right? Scrub it down everywhere.
Yeah.
And then after, I use the bar soap in my junk and my,
Really?
yeah, because it feels dry. Like body wash always gives me like a, almost like, you know, when you put lotion on and it doesn't feel squeaky.
Moisturizing.
Yeah. I want the squeaky clean. So I use the squeaky clean on my junk.
You want dry skin?
You're such a weirdo.
It's important to me that region from front to back is squeaky.
And you don't think the loofah and the body wash can get you that area clean?
Yeah.
I can, but it leaves
it
leaves the moisturizer, and I don't want that. I want it to be squeaky.
So your bar of soap's only for your ass and balls?
Yes.
So
Wow. So don't touch my bar soap.
Yeah, I know that. No, thanks for telling me that because we're rooming together at the Arnold's, aren't we? I'll never go anywhere near that bar soap.
Why is that weird? I just want to clean your fucking nether region.
Is it that dirty that you got to wash it twice?
I want to make sure it's extra clean. So it gets a double wash. It gets the original wash and then a double wash. And plus, I don't put my loofah like in my butt because it goes on the rest of my body.
Yeah,
right.
I get that.
So I don't put your fucking loofah in your ass and then wash the rest of your body with it. That's gross.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, but a bar of soap's going.
Justin's not seeing my point. Justin, do you wash your asshole with your loofah and then the rest of your body?
I start with my asshole and I go right to my face. No. I separately scrub the asshole.
That's the face.
Wait, you have a separate.
No, I don't have a butt rag.
Yeah, Nick's got a butt rag, doesn't he?
Okay, so you explain your situation then.
Just make sure. Is my internet cutting out?
Yeah, you're back. So explain your situation then. You don't have a separate rag. How do you?
I don't have a separate rag.
So how do you clean?
You just kind of get in there with my hand.
That's what I do.
This one.
That's not enough.
That's like,
like this.
it's kind of like a sponge already. You got a sponge hand.
I will do like a pre-cleanse and then I will take the loofah through it.
Oh, so you get all the crusties out and then you go through
and then I go through with the loofah and do a touch up.
That's
and
good.
Then, your loofah's covered in soap. You clean the loofah, you rinse it off.
I don't want to put the loofah on my butt, even with a pre-cleanse.
Such a fruit. Why? Worried about it. Okay.
Fruit. Why? Because I don't want fucking anal germs all over my body.
If you clean it first, if you do it like a pre-clean.
Well, I do a pre-cleanse like you do. Like
so what do you do with the soap?
Like a pre-rinse.
Stick a bar of soap like this in your crack and just rub it. Gets it inside and
no, doesn't go all the way in, you fuck.
Sometimes he's like,
I would rather run the bar of soap through my crack than fucking clean my crack with a loofah and then the rest of my body.
I feel like, but there's not like enough abrasive nature from the soap that it wouldn't like.
But you just said you just use your hands. At least I'm using soap.
But at least my hands are covered in calluses.
Yeah, but I have the soap and then my hands.
Yeah, but so I'll do that and then I will clean with the loofah.
You're lying now.
I'm not lying. I will clean pre.
But that's not clean. That's just a rinse. That's just water.
Usually I'm loofahing and I have soap and then I clean my ass and then I've still got the loofah and then I clean my ass after I've done like a hand.
This is like a 5-minute segment on how to clean your ass in the shower.
Important stuff.
Brett.
he's aggressive.
Can you explain?
I start. So I use face soap. I have separate face soap.
Yeah.
So I'll do face first. Well, pre-rinse face.
Yeah.
And I'll work my way down with body soap and a loofah.
So the loofah, does the loofah go in your crack?
Yes.
Hell yeah. See,
but then it's not going in like on the rest of my body.
But he has separate face soap, Justin. Your loofah is going to your crack and then on your face.
I'm not washing my face with my loofah.
Yeah, that's weird.
I have face soap.
I think you just changed
my loofah and I scrub my body. Before I get to my ass, I've done a rinse and a clean, and then I scrub my butt with my loofah.
Okay.
And that's the last thing I do. I clean the loofah. I put the loofah away.
I do that too. I'm very similar to Justin.
Paul, Paul, explain but you're lying now. So tell me
No, I'm not Fouad. I have, well, my wife buys it. We have separate facial soap. So I do that first. Then I do my back with my brush.
Right.
And then I do my body with a loofah, but I don't put the loofah in my ass. I use my hand for that. And then I may go over again one more time with the loofah.
See, I feel like my butt never feels clean unless I hit it with the loofah.
Really? Yeah.
But then
I
asshole.
But I rinse the loofah twice.
Right, you'd love it.
Yeah, that's scratchy. The scratchy bit of my asshole. It feel great.
How often do you guys change your loofah?
When it starts to frag, like when it starts.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Okay, so that's
when my wife replaces it.
Well, me too. But that's usually when it starts to fray.
My wife watched the towel episode. And now she changes the towel like every other day.
Really?
Yeah. She's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. Like every 5 to 7 times. It seems pretty normal." She's like, "I'm just gonna switch it for you." I'm like, "All right." So now I get a fresh towel every other day.
That episode worked.
We should do one about cooking.
So Paul, you'll lather up a brush and then a separate loofah?
The brush is for my back.
Paul's a
Yeah,
liar.
so I use the
Don't
brush
listen
on
to
my
him.
whole body.
So what'd you say, Fred?
Nothing.
Don't listen to me. I'm a
I use-
weirdo.
No, I said
use-
Paul's a liar because he doesn't scrub his back every day.
Fouad, I do. I didn't used to when I was younger, but then I realized that you
It's
need
dirty.
to exfoliate. You got to exfoliate.
Okay.
So I just always have
Oh,
the brush, and that's
You
what I
have the
scrub
what?
everything with. Like the brush that he's talking about.
Yeah.
I can
For your
scrub my
back.
back with. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually love it.
that.
It's like scratching your back. I love it.
What happened to your sound, Justin? Say something.
Hello.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
I think my internet's fucked up. I don't know. Now you go yell at my wife, tell her to get off the fucking internet.
Run a
podcast.
just run a hardwire to your. Is it your computer you're on or your laptop?
I'm on my laptop.
But does it stay there or do you move it around a lot?
I mean, it's in like my spare bedroom office.
Well, even if you move it around a lot, it doesn't matter. Can't just plug an Ethernet cable in.
Cardio.
Yeah, you're going in and out.
All right.
Okay.
Still.
Is decline press an exercise that you put in or not?
We do it once in a while, Fouad.
I think it's important. I don't know if we do it enough, but I think it's an important exercise for chest.
I've never loved it.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. It's one that
Well,
fine.
I mean, as Dorian Yates would say, it does activate your chest the most out of all chest exercises.
Yeah, it takes your shoulders out too, I think.
So
One of his reasons.
I do think if you have a problem with your chest, it could be necessary, but I think guys don't do them because they're like, well, I don't want to get a thick lower chest and then I'm going to look like I have tits. And I'm like, I don't think it works that I don't think it works that way.
You're gonna get these banana
Yeah.
pecs. I just never liked the movement. I just feel like the range of motion is very short, and I never really felt my chest contract all the way on it.
I always feel like even though it's supposed to take your shoulders out of it, I feel like I get more shoulder and tricep when I do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tricep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I do like doing, Fouad? I like doing skull crushers on a decline.
Yeah. Yeah. My elbows always feel better when we do them on a decline.
Yeah, I like doing those.
I've ever done that.
No,
I get more stretch in I get more stretch in the in my tricep too.
I think Dante was a proponent of that exercise.
Yeah. You never tried that, Justin?
No, I never have.
Hey, me and
Let's just
Paul,
try-
me
Yeah,
and Paul will
like-
do it tomorrow.
You
Yeah.
tried flies on like a slight decline.
Yep.
No, I never tried that.
Yeah,
How much
we've
fun?
done that. We've
Yeah.
done that, Paul.
We
That's
just
that's the only decline I'll do for
if we
chest.
just raise it with a couple plates, you mean?
Yeah, we've done that a lot.
Yeah.
Me
Mhm.
and
I don't think
Paul.
you should ever do like a super steep decline. Like,
No.
like
I-
rush.
I-
No.
I see guys doing that a lot.
I actually did a video about that because I used to see people go in the gym and either do a super steep decline or a super steep incline.
Right.
And I'm like, both are not right
Yeah.
for targeting your chest. So I
Yeah.
agree with you on that for sure. Me and Paul will do a decline skull crusher tomorrow, videotape it, and we'll tag you so you can have a proper outline of what it looks like.
Yeah, we'll do a little instructional video for you.
Film Paul do it, the master.
I'll film it. I'll do the filming.
Paul, your shirt has to be off.
Yeah.
My shirt has to be off.
Well, he's been doing cardio. He looks fucking
I
killer.
want to see the contraction and I want to see it work.
Okay. All right.
I'll tell you guys though, listen, honestly, Paul's never fat. I've never seen Paul fat. Huh?
No, I get bloated.
No. I know.
There's too much butter in my coffee.
I do get bloated.
No,
I
but
don't
seriously,
get fat.
it's really fucking weird. I've seen him eat and he doesn't get fat.
No,
like,
I
he
got a fast
doesn't-
metabolism.
He doesn't eat like clean, like at all. And
I do.
I mean, during the day, but you have like quite a few cheats throughout the week.
Yeah.
Your cookies.
And
I do love my cookies.
And he fucking stays lean all the time.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. It's genetic, I guess. Nobody in my family's fat.
You could have been a great pro had you kept going, Paul.
Oh, Fouad.
My brother's like that. He eats whatever the fuck he wants, and he's always like shredded.
So jealous of those people.
Yeah, he's got like he doesn't train at all, but has like huge forearms and huge calves, like 18-inch arms and a perfect 6-pack. Eats fucking burritos all day.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he could be a great bodybuilder.
Okay, I want to do something real quick. Brett, who are you other than Brandon? Who are you aiming to stand next to the most? Who are you most excited to stand next to on the Arnold stage and be compared with and overcome? Is there somebody you have in mind?
Bonac.
Nice.
I like to see that comparison.
Being a previous champion,
Oh,
guy, he's a guy I looked up to. I've always been a big Bonac fan. He knows that, I met him back in 2018, at an Arnold and stuff. And I just think he's always carried himself kind of as a same story. He was a 212er first, wasn't very good in it, decided to go into that open and it flourished, so I'm like really excited to stand next to him.
Okay.
That'll be kind of a highlight of the weekend as well.
So let's I want to do this. I did this with Brandon, so I want to do it with you too. Let's go pose for pose. You, Bonac, and Brandon are on stage.
You're gonna compare with best.
How like after prejudging is done, they always call out who they think is going to be in the top 2 or top 3.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say they call you, Bonac, and Curry out, and you're the final 3 standing. If we go through pose for pose, I want you to tell me where you think you'll place in those poses. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Front double bicep.
I'm in third place.
Third place in a front double.
Yeah, that's my weakest pose.
Paul, you're an IFBB judge. What do you think, just off the top of your head? I know you're not looking at photos, but do you think he's in third place, or do you think he can overcome Bonac or Curry in that shot?
Solely because both of them have tremendous biceps.
They both have great front doubles.
I have long bicep heads, and they have very high peaks, and then they also obviously have good, good V taper down.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll have better legs than both of them. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with how that look in the arm and the bicep piece, second or third for sure.
Okay. Paul, would you agree with that?
I would. I just want to say, we've only seen Brett on an open stage once, correct?
Well, yeah, and this version of Brett is going to be very different than the
that's what I'm saying. So it's really hard.
No, that's why I'm saying going off the top of your head and what you've seen.
Going by, previous competitions, yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
So, okay, front lat spread.
I'm 1 or 2.
Okay, Paul.
I would agree.
I feel like Brand is tough
this
to beat in that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that can be a weak shot for. I shouldn't say a weak shot. It can be a shot for Bonac that if he's not sharp, crisp on.
Justin, what do you think?
I agree. I think it's also a tough, front lat spread is kind of a tough shot for shorter guys.
Yeah,
with shorter torsos.
Yeah, compact.
Just not really being able to have it just doesn't look as good. And I see the way Brett's able to open up and really flare the lats, and the waist looks small. It's hard to have a small looking waist when your lats attached at your hips the way Bonac's.
Yeah.
The way Bonac's a very compact bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Okay. Side chest.
I think I'm the one in the side chest.
Okay. I think I might be able to agree with that. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, because I think that's the side poses. I think maybe that's where it exposes what maybe some of Brandon's weaknesses. So yeah, I would agree that would be a strong pose for you in that lineup.
Back double bicep.
At this point, second.
Okay. Brandon's first.
Brand's first, just on overall thickness of the upper back.
Back lat spread.
My back lat spread's looking pretty good.
Is it?
Your back does look crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. Literally, in this is me and Matt talk about this a lot. Is and he literally just sent me pictures of 5 days out last year what my back looked in comparison shots, and it's insane. Like
Yeah.
I think that's probably came up the most on me.
Yeah.
And I think, and then like I'm really been able to like open up that backlash spread really good right now and show all the detail. Plus, I think my glutes and hams are going to be the best out of those three. Three we're talking about.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't say I'm back double, because I think Brandon still has, a little bit more back development with the back double pose, but I can show the, overall with the last spread better.
I wonder. I know Brandon's glutes don't get super peeled, like striated. They get hard, but they don't get striated.
Mhm.
That's where I think I'll get him at.
You'll have more detail there, yeah. And I think your hamstrings from the back are going to be the same size if yours aren't bigger.
Yes.
So, side tricep.
Brandon's is really good, but man, that's, you guys know that's my shot too. So it's like, I'm really looking forward to that one. I one or two, but I'm not going to for sure say one, but I'm really excited about that one. That's for sure.
Ab and thigh.
Second.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that would be one that you would be first in.
Yeah, no,
Because
Brandon.
I feel like your legs are going to match up with Brandon's,
Yeah.
but I feel like your waist is tighter.
You have so much detail in your midsection.
Yes. The detail is what I think
maybe you're right.
is a
My
difference.
obliques are really, really.
Do you not really blow out and crunch down all the way? Because I feel like you stand a little taller when you hit that.
Right. Yeah. It's also a shot that's probably, and I think that's all of us, like you were talking about earlier. It's probably the most least comfortable shot,
Yeah.
It's still something I'm trying to tweak. Like I have 3 different versions of it right now, just trying to find which one really fits.
Yeah.
So that's why, it's not extremely confident about it yet.
Man,
But-
if I were you, I would hit it dead on. Like legs square,
Good shape.
toes
Yeah.
turned out, abs straight on, because your waist is small and your detail is
Yeah.
good. And your
Yeah.
legs are going to flare out from that. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do I would, if I had your physique, I would do 2. I would do the dead on one with my legs flared out. And then I would do the side, because you're going to show a lot of detail through but I would not just do the side, because your waist is small compared to your legs. So it's going to be a dramatic thing to see,
I'm not going to see your shape as
Yeah,
well.
a missed opportunity to not hit it from the front.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be one of your big advantages.
Most muscular.
I got that, man.
Really? Which one? Hands clasped or crab, or which one are you doing? Or hands on hips?
I'm doing all 3. I'm doing I'm doing hands claps, I'm doing hands on hips, and then I'm doing the
Finish
crab.
with
That
I
crab
probably don't have the best crab. Obviously, Williams is very good. Like I said, it comes back into those bicep peaks coming at you. Brandon's is very good on the crab, but I think just my structure, obviously that picture, was a picture, but like
The hands on hip.
that's what everybody, that's what everybody liked, and that was the wow factor. Yeah.
I don't mean to overlook William. And if it's William from 2 years ago, then William could win the fucking show.
Oh
right?
yeah.
For sure.
But if it's William from the Olympia, it won't be as good a show for him. But so I don't mean to overlook William, but just as a fan, strictly as a fan, I'm really excited to see Brett stand next to Brandon, just because I feel like you have similar physiques in that your structure and shape and symmetry is very pretty. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think Brandon might be a little bigger still, but I'm not sure because you've added more size. So I don't know what it's going to look like on stage, but yeah, I really want to see that comparison side to side. And I'm curious what Kuklo is going to do too. I'm really interested to see Kuklo and Justin. Justin, when he's finally he's still posting photos, but he's still like a little off, obviously. But once he's fully dialed in, he's very impressive on stage. He's very wide, and he can be very deceiving when you finally see him next to everybody else.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fucking great show.
He's always a little behind, but always shows up.
That's
I
yeah.
Like this year, he looks like he is more on track, more on pace.
That's the really deceiving thing about Justin. People always say that, oh, you're not going to make it. And the next thing you know, he shows up fucking peeled.
Yeah.
So, and then Regan's going to be another one, interesting one. Like he's put on a little bit more muscle and he's working Milo. So who knows? See, Brett, when you were saying what you were saying, I thought you were going to pick Regan. Like when I asked you who you want to stand next to most, I thought you were going to pick Regan.
Because of both having really nice shape and
because they both have a very nice shape. And I'm like, it's an interesting comparison. Samson too. I'll throw Samson into that mix.
Yeah.
They're all going to be great. Yeah. But like, if you just personal choice of like, it means a little bit more to stand next to
Yeah.
William, you know?
Yeah. I mean, definitely standing next to somebody who's been third at the Olympia and fucking overcoming him is going to be, a massive feather in your cap. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do like one or two more and then we'll go. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Diet Coke.
Pepsi.
Coke.
Coke Zero.
Diet Pepsi.
I'm a Diet Coke guy.
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
Coke
Yeah.
Zero.
Diet
I don't like
Pepsi,
it.
Coke Zero.
Diet Coke.
Not Coke Zero?
Coke Zero.
No, Diet Coke for me.
He said Diet Coke, or he said Diet Coke or Coke, or what did he say? Diet Pepsi or Coke Zero. Paul goes, Diet Coke.
I thought we were kind of throwing our favorite pop.
We were. I was just
Okay.
fucking with you. Okay.
I'm Diet Coke all the way though.
All black and white tattoos or colorful ones? I like black and white.
Me too.
Black and white.
Looks more
I've never
prisonish.
actually, I should say the only time I've seen colored tattoos look good is on a woman.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Some forearm tattoos could look pretty good, I think, on guys if they're colored in.
I usually like them black. I
I prefer them black.
Yeah.
I prefer them black, but a forearm with some color I think looks okay too.
Biggest game changer in your career that helps you put on the most muscle mass. And that includes everything: sups, gear, diet, training, etc. What's the biggest game changer for you, Brett, that allowed you to like really see your potential? Was it learning how to eat? Was it learning how to train better?
For me, it was learning how to train.
Was it?
Yeah, 100%.
You already knew how to eat and all that? Like you kind of not knew how to eat, but like you knew what you had to.
Yeah. You guys know I'm very, very new to this. I mean, I did my first show in 2019. But I would say from 19 to now, the biggest thing that's changed is my training, my ability to feel the fucking muscle when I train, I guess.
How has it evolved? Just the feeling, or like has it changed in a way?
It's changed. It's changed because I used to train like a more high volume, 4 sets of 10, 4 sets of 12. And I think honing in and just doing more of a progressive overload where I'm just saving my energy for those top sets. I'm not wasting energy on the warm-up sets. But more than that, just, like the stuff Brett's talking about, 3-second negatives, controlling the eccentrics, pauses in the full stretch, things like that.
Yeah.
That you just, I feel like over the last year, I feel like I've really come into my own with my training, and that's made a profound difference for me.
Yeah. Paul, is there something along the way that you did different that allowed you to get better?
Oh, I had the advantage of having a training partner like you, Fouad. Not to blow your head up, but I mean, not too many guys get to train with, pro bodybuilder, let alone such a high level like you. So for me, that was it for sure. That was a huge, advantage for me.
Oh, fuck.
What happened? You shit your
My
pants?
quads are cramped.
Go get some salt water. Get some salt water.
Some pickles.
No, just tough it out.
Just tough it out.
Ow.
Oh, that sucks.
Are your hamstrings cramping now?
No, just quads.
Usually when my quads cramp, I'll pull my leg back to stretch my quads, and then my
And then something else cramps. Yeah. I had one in bed last
We've
week.
been sitting there for an hour, 45 minutes. I stood up. They just both went.
Brett, you want to go?
I would say no, 1,000% for me. It's just learning how to eat.
No, I mean, do you want? No, I mean, do you want?
I'm answering this. I'm good.
Okay. Just toughing it out, Justin.
Yeah, tough it out.
But yeah, definitely learn how to eat, and then mainly just learning the consistency of eating. You know what I mean? Like everybody can be like, I'm on this plan, I'm eating this, and this, and then they last 3 weeks and they fall off. It's just like, I'm going to do this for a long time. I know I'm going to do this for a long time, and I just have to do it, So once you get into that, like I said, living the lifestyle, that's the biggest game changer right there.
I think for me, that was it too. I think somewhere 6 or 7 years after I started, I really learned how to eat, and my career progressed, like my physique progressed way more in those 2 years than they had in like 2 or 3 years previously, because I wasn't eating enough. And I wasn't eating consistently enough. So
yeah, I think I would have to agree that learning how to eat was definitely an integral part as well.
Yeah.
But
would you rather be classic Mr. O, 212 Mr. O, top 5 in the open?
Top 5 in the open.
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 Simple. What do you guys think about the 80-20 rule when it comes to dieting in the off season? Don't fucking get me started.
What's the 80-20 rule?
Well, like 80% perfect and then 20% a little bit of junk.
Okay, but when you say that, are we talking about every day, or are we talking about across the span of like a week?
No, my 80-20% goes like this. I have 2 cheat meals a week. Wednesday might be a little bit cleaner.
Sure.
Saturday night, I eat whatever the fuck I want. That's my 80-20. The rest of the time, I'm on my program. And also, sorry, I want to add one thing. The only other thing that I want to include in that 80-20 is, let's say your meal plan calls for like chicken, rice, vegetable, right? Mm-hmm. My 80-20 means if I'm hungry in between meals and I want a fucking apple, I'm going to eat a fucking apple.
Right. Exactly.
Or if I want to have a handful of fucking almonds, I'm going to have a handful of almonds. You know what I mean?
I would say there's a lot of days that I'm just 100% on the plan. I don't veer off it at all. Yeah. But occasionally I dip into my pantry and grab a fucking cookie between a meal, or like you said, have an apple, or whatever. But
that's kind of my version of 80-20. It's like,
Brett, but the cheat meal on the weekend, I mean, that's in my plan. Matt tells me to have that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I put that in my off season as well. Like, this is my night off, right? So
yeah.
Brett, do you do
realistically for us? Isn't it more like we're 100, like more 100% on plan, and then if we can just do more, then that's when the extra stuff comes in,
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like you have your plan, and then if you can get in extra calories, then it's good for you.
Right. Because if it's off season, that's what we're trying to do for the most part.
Yeah, I guess you're right if you look at it that way. Yeah.
Unless you're doing like a very strict rebound where it's like, I can't have these extra calories yet or whatever, right after a show. But
I think that's person dependent too, though. Like Brett, I don't think you're a guy that really gets fat.
Yeah. No, yeah. So I'm always like, I got everything. If I can get something extra in, that's amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I look at it when someone says 80-20 to me, I look at it like you have a plan. Anything you eat on top of that plan is the 20.
Yeah. So
even though you're right, Brett, like you want that extra food anyway, because you're trying to grow. I look at it like if Hani or if John or whoever give me a plan with all the macros set, and then I'm eating, like Justin said, I'm eating cookie in between meals or whatever. I'm having extra, like, I have extra food. Like if it says 300 grams of rice and I'm starving, and I have 400 grams of rice or something like that. Or maybe I might have pasta one night instead of rice. Right.
Yeah.
To me, that's why it's 80-20, because we're making little variations.
Right.
So between a meal earlier, I just had like a piece of toast with some jam on it.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
Just because I was kind of hungry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you put peanut butter on it?
No. I should have.
Slow down the insulin release.
Paul wanted to know. Paul's logic.
Slow down the digestion of the carb.
It'll slow down your insulin release, Justin.
No, I had a lot of butter in my coffee earlier.
Oh, okay. So you got enough.
Yeah.
Rank who has the best genetics on the podcast from best to worst.
Oh, fuck. Well, guys at the bottom.
Best genetics on the podcast have to go to, if we're talking about best genetics, like structure of the muscle, insertion points, ability to put on muscle, ability to get shredded, are those kind of the main points for genetics?
Yeah, that's what I would say. Mm-hmm.
Fuck, man. I might see Nick has the best genetics for putting on muscle.
Yeah, I agree.
Brett probably has the best genetics for structure and insertion. Justin's a very close second behind him in that category. Then you have James has the best genetics for probably putting on muscle and strength.
Mm-hmm.
And then Iain is in there with James. It's weird. It's like you can't really classify one as the best because they all have strong points in different areas of the. And then I think I have the best of all of them. So I'm probably the one with the best genetics.
I would agree with that.
And Paul's got the best hair genetics.
And skin tone.
He's got the best metabolism.
But seriously though, you can't really pick a best because isn't it like everybody has a strength?
Yeah.
Right.
So best, you got to define what best is.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a very hard question, especially when you're talking about a group of guys that are all top 10 bodybuilders in the world, or top 20, whatever. They're already in that level. There's a category and everyone's in that. And then it's just kind of nitpicking, you know what I mean? So like,
I do think I have the best of all the worlds though. So I think I win. Right, Paul?
Yeah, for sure.
Look at how fast Brett puts on muscle. Look how peeled he gets. And look how
I put on muscle that fast and I got peeled just as peeled.
Did you put on muscle as fast as Brett did?
When I started eating right, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you weigh when you first started competing? For that 230, 220 when you turned pro?
When I first started,
Sorry, not when you turned pro.
I was 230 when I turned pro. Yeah,
and then up to what was the heaviest? 256,
58. I think I have
58. Okay, so almost 30 pounds.
Yeah.
In what, 10 years, 12 years?
No, I got to 255 like pretty quickly, and then I didn't really grow much after that. Like I kind of hit the 250s, and I was kind of like, I didn't really break 260 ever, like on stage. So
yeah, but still,
like 185 pounds fucking 4 years ago. Like 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago.
No, I'm just fucking around.
Well, I was 195 when I turned pro 4 years ago, and now it's gonna be 250.
I mean, look, all you guys are gonna surpass me. Like Ian.
No, you're 195 on stage. I was just 185 and chubby when.
Oh,
yeah, I was just
yeah,
really
yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's impressive for sure.
How many years ago, Justin, were you that weight?
Well, like 4 years ago.
Really? So you've gained
yeah.
like 70 pounds in the last 4 years?
I don't know about that. I don't know.
No, he's
like
215 on stage, but
yeah,
now he's gonna next year he'll be like 240 on stage probably.
Yeah, but you say you're 240 now, right?
Yeah, like 240 right now.
Okay,
I'm
so
definitely tighter than I was 4 years ago at 185 right now.
Jeez.
That's for sure.
Wow.
That's for damn sure. Yeah.
A whole new wardrobe.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, I'm expecting everybody on the podcast to go way past where I was. That's for sure. I mean, Ian's already a top 10 bodybuilder. Brett, you're on the fucking way.
Yeah,
Justin,
Brett.
it's going to be a couple of years, and I see you the same place.
Mhm.
James is going to be there soon enough. Once James realizes his full potential,
yeah,
James will be a fucking incredible top 10 athlete. And then think about it. Nick's already in the top 10.
Jeez.
I mean, who the fuck is on the podcast? Not a top 10 athlete, just fucking me, Guy, and Ben, and you, Paul.
Yeah, I'm a top 10 judge.
You're, You're the best judge, man. You got the RBP award for best.
I didn't get a sword. For it.
Did you guys see? Did you guys see the swords?
Yeah, I seen the one that Quentin posted.
Check this shit out.
It's fucking cool.
I want the audience to see. All these motherfuckers give awards, but nobody actually gives an award. They just they just say it online. So I sent this out. Quint got his first. So this is that's the sword, and then the most potential. That was Quentin's award that he won. So
Should have sent him a hostile tee to put on.
I won't say anything about that. Don't get me in trouble.
You should have put the hostile on the sword.
No, no, I don't want to.
No.
Okay, we'll do one more, and then we'll go. Daphne or Velma?
They're off of what? I can't remember.
Scooby-Doo, brother.
Scooby-Doo,
Oh, yeah.
man.
What we do?
Me and Luke had
So
this.
Daphne's the one with the glasses.
Okay.
She's a
Like who would you do?
Me and
she's
Luke
like
had this
sleeper
debate
sexy.
a long time ago.
Oh,
So
well, not the nerd one.
That's Daphne, right?
Daphne.
What was the other one's name?
Okay, let's see.
From the movie or from the cartoon?
Look. Which
Dude.
one?
I think Daphne's.
Oh, I don't remember
Yeah.
Daphne looking like that.
Me either. Yeah,
Gee.
she wasn't depicted that way when I was.
No,
a
that's
kid.
just a figment.
This is more what it actually was like, and then
That's what it was when I was a
Daphne
kid.
looks like
Yeah,
perverted people turned it into this.
yeah.
No, so
Well-
you got skinny and tall, and then you got thick and short.
Ginger.
I'll take modern day Daphne.
What about this one, Paul? Which one are you taking, Paul? I want to know. I want to
Goddamn.
know.
Oh,
That's
man.
that's that generic brand.
I'd still
It's the
take
wi-
Daphne.
it's a wish.
No, these ladies look nice. Don't be rude.
Yeah.
Sorry. What about this one?
Daphne.
Which one's Daphne? The one in the purple suit?
No,
Glasses.
I think that's it. What's the other name?
Velma.
Velma.
Which one's
Not
which
Velma.
one's got,
Velma.
which
Velma.
one's one of glasses?
That's Daphne.
They're both
Okay.
wearing glasses.
Well, that picture, yeah, but the last picture.
Prescription glasses, Fouad.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's I
Okay,
like
here.
the,
How about this one? That's a better one. That's more.
like the thick one.
Daphne's looking good.
Oh, still the thick one.
Still a thick one.
Daphne got them titties and all these.
Yeah, but she's got a big ass. Like look at this big ass and a tiny waist.
You got a big gut there, though. Look at the front.
Oh, the front gut.
Yeah, the fupa.
She got a fupa. Tell everybody what fupa means, Paul.
fat upper pussy area.
She's
Pubic.
got a fupa.
Or a biff. Above
Okay,
and front.
last one, Paul. Pick one. She just looks thick here. Look at it.
Yeah, burger.
Yeah, I still take short and thick.
Short and thick. Brett, short and thick.
I'll go with Velma.
Justin,
I'm a Daphne guy.
really?
Yeah, I think so.
But you said you like. But you said you said your wife was thick.
Did I?
Yeah, you better change that real quick. You want me to edit this part out?
I'm definitely
Fouad will cut it out.
a Velma guy. Cut that for me.
Yeah.
I'll cut that piece out for you.
Yeah.
All right, boys. I had a lot of fun. Brett, I hope we see you again on the podcast before the show. But if not,
Yeah.
we all wish you the best for sure. But
Yeah, I can't wait to see you on stage, man. Yeah.
okay,
Looking forward
boys.
to it.
We'll
Oh, you said you're going to be there?
Yeah, me and Fouad are going. We're going to be there
Awesome.
Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going to be there Wednesday night.
My
Looking
wife
forward to
bailed
it.
on me, so I'm going solo.
Oh, all right.
What?
Boys weekend.
Yeah.
boys
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, bros.
Well,
Bros weekend.
because Paul's not bringing his wife. I'm not bringing my wife.
Nice. Perfect.
Justin's not bringing his wife. So we'll go out and have some real fun.
For sure.
Brett's gonna have his wife. Wah, wah.
And Guy's going to be there too, right?
Guys,
Are you
coming-
at the host hotel, Fouad?
Yes.
Or what is that? There's one. Isn't there one right by it that has a kitchen? Because I've got an Airbnb,
I think that's the Renaissance has the kitchen. I'm at the Hilton.
and they're just like right across the street, though, right?
I think so. They're close by. Yeah.
Which one's the
Yeah,
one that's got the walkway?
I think that's the Hilton that has the walkway.
Is it?
No, wait. No, it doesn't. Because I remember as an athlete, they would put us at the Hilton, but we had to get a shuttle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Brett, you're at the Hilton, or did you get an Airbnb?
No, we're at the Residence Inn because it has the full
The
kitchen.
kitchen
Full
stuff. Yeah.
kitchen.
Oh, the
Yeah.
residence, not the Renaissance. You're right. It's the residence.
Yeah, because I think I might actually book a room at the Residence Inn, just because I had like
You
a
got a
nice
kitchen.
Airbnb, but I have a kitchen at Airbnb. But if I'm at the Residence, I'm just right there and I'm close to the venue. And
Oh, so you're going to cancel your Airbnb and get.
I might, I don't know. I'll have to
You
look.
better call because the Residence Inn's probably booked by now.
I know. Well, I looked earlier today, and there was still availability.
Me and Paul are staying in the same room with one bed.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to put a pillow between us.
Hostile's trying to save some money, man. You gotta-
Yeah.
Get it?
I'm not going to use that bar of soap in the shower, though. I'll tell you.
No,
Make sure-
Okay, so we're doing UFC Saturday night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Where are we doing that at?
I don't know, but me and Ben want to watch UFC.
Yeah,
And
I don't know anything about it, but
What time's the showdown, though? Fouad? It's probably a pretty late night.
yeah.
but the final fight's not on until like midnight,
Oh, okay.
right? Like even if we go to a bar or something and catch like the last fight, it's
Right.
like, because I think that's the Masvidal Covington fight,
Oh, yeah.
so it'll be really good. Anyway,
Yeah.
Brett, do you have stuff planned for Saturday night already, or are you just winging it, or what?
I'm not thinking that far ahead, man.
You're like, I just want to win the show. That's all I care about.
That could be a life-changing night right there, man.
Yeah.
Well, we want to be part of it. Don't
Yeah,
exclude us.
if that happens, we're gonna be doing more than going to just watch fights.
we're getting some
Can't
blow, buddy.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what Columbus is all about.
We can't go too crazy. We have a photo shoot the next day.
We'll see. You only have one Arnold Classic first showing.
All right,
Come on.
all right. Okay, guys, I love you. I'll talk to you all soon.
Yeah, good night. Good night.
Good to see you guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.